Tampa, Florida, to Las Vegas, Nevada, to the World Heavyweight Championship in the top of the world.
You did it, Jay!
And look who is in the ring. Brother Jimmy, tears in his eyes, emotion overflowing. Roman Reigns is a sitting duck. Roman Reigns is defenseless. Oh no! Holy Zayn! Paul Heyman! Low blown his best friend CM Punk! Heyman's in agony! Paul Heyman has returned to his original tribal chief!
You cannot trust a rat!
Back is finally coming to Roman Reigns! Oh my God! Paul Heyman, you son of a bitch! You piece of garbage!
Good evening. Part of my role as the last real champion is to develop a better relationship with the media and the journalists that cover this company, and I'm grateful for their participation. So tonight I will field all questions. Who do we have?
First question, left-hand side, second row.
Hi, John. Alex McCarthy from Daily Mail here. First of all, congratulations. History made. I wanted to ask about the aspect with The Rock, the alliance there that was seemingly formed at Elimination Chamber. Fans still have a lot of questions of how and why that dynamic works. Could you shed some light on how and why that came to be?
That's a clickbait question and lazy reporting. Next.
Next question coming up on the left-hand side again, second row.
Thank you. Scott Felstead, Muscle and Fitness. Thank you for all your contributions to Muscle and Fitness over the years. 17 titles, 17 WrestleManias. You've had to prep under different circumstances in different years. I wonder if you could tell me a bit about your mental and physical prep this year and how you're feeling now.
You know, that just seems like a clickbait question. That's pretty lazy. Next question, please.
There were rumors. We knew it was a matter of time. He's back. Rusev is back.
Let's talk about how awesome it is that Logan Paul just won. And let's talk about, Sam, let's talk about what Logan Paul represents. The shortcut. Feels so good to be here. Feels so good to be in the business. Thinking about all of the funerals that I wasn't able to attend for the last 11 years in this business, all of the holidays I missed. You know, I could have just started a YouTube channel, could have just jumped in there with AJ Styles. Feels really good, right? It's awesome. It's really good.
Do you guys know we have 25 years combined experience, and what are we doing on Mania?
Well, they know because they're normal human beings, and they actually love professional wrestling, but apparently that doesn't mean shit anymore. That doesn't mean shit. All I asked Alan to do was for once to not think about just himself. Think about everybody in the back and think about the professional wrestling fans. That's all I wanted him to do. Sometimes to do the right thing, you have to do the wrong thing. But he's a narcissist, and he had to do it his way. Hey, Alan, how many more WrestleManias do you have in your system? Probably, I don't know, one. Maybe this is the last one, and you just pissed that away. For what? For what? For your way? Thanks a lot, bud. I really appreciate it. You want to know what the best advice I ever got? It was from Bill Goldberg. 2021, back when I was in the Twilight Zone, you know what I mean? I'm wrestling for gasoline. It was awesome. Let me tell you all about it. Bill goes, hey, Cross, you know what? You remind me a lot of me. I go, I think we have different styles, Bill, but I really appreciate that. Do you have any advice for me? He goes, you know what? You just got to be a good soldier. A good soldier is what he said. So I decided to be a good soldier. You know what happened? They released me. And then I come back. You know what being a good soldier gets you, everybody here? Just so in case you're wondering, you want the back scoop here. Being a good soldier gets your times cut. Being a good soldier means that people come up to you and say, hey, you got any great ideas? Yeah, here it is from Scotland. No. That's a little too great. We're looking just for good ideas. That's for those guys over there. That's what being a good soldier is, okay? Being a good soldier is coming to your hometown where you cut your teeth when we got started and not being on the card. It's all about viral moments now. That's what it's all about, viral moments. Well, Guy, everybody's been telling me that I got to become undeniable. And as soon as it happens, they ignore it and they shut it down. I never asked to wrestle Randy. I never asked. That happened organically, and you ignored it for a viral moment. And good on Joe. Nothing against him. But you ignored it. And the crowd told you exactly how they felt about me on SmackDown when I was eliminated. And you ignored it. Become undeniable. My ass. My ass. You want a viral moment? On behalf of all of the true fans of professional wrestling, Guy with the suit and tie in the truck, go fuck yourself. That's from Killer Cross. No. Fuck it.
In 3, 2, 1, clap.
Benoit balls.
I still think Kevin Sullivan did it.
I'm Aubrey Edwards. I'm not a wrestler.
Tony's quick sniffs of the week.
No, just my dickhead friends causing concussions and shit. All right, never mind.
There's barbecue sauce. So good, half the face don't work.
With Hogan that close up on the fucking camera reminds me of my racist uncle. I know you ain't listening, but you know who you are, you fucking racist.
Uncle. Oh my God, for real, don't tell me that's his name. Oh, no way. I was kidding. I swear to That was just the first thing that came to my head. It was the first thing.
Welcome to the Top of Wrestling with your hosts ODM and the Professor.
Good Wrestling Day! Top of Wrestling Podcast. I'm Professor. He's ODM. That was a long fucking weekend. Hey man, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing fucking great, man. Wheezy was here on Sunday for night 2. And
Okay.
I got to give a shout out to Wheezy because he left some fridge beers here. Got some Blue Light that he left behind. Not a sponsor, unfortunately. And I'm just excited to talk about the Spectacle of Chesticles.
Well, it's funny because, we have new champions, we have heel turns, we got dead tooths, we got a lot of stuff that we're going to be talking about.
Hogan's back in female form.
And in today's top topic, all right, now, obviously, hey, we appreciate you listening on all the different, platforms, devices that you are listening on, not listing them, but we got news, we got our bringing to the table, we got the Wars. Thank God there wasn't a pay-per-view this week in the Wars. I'll at least say that, just with the amount of wrestling
I
had.
Kayfabe pal, I watched both of them today during work.
That's good for you. I like multitasking, getting paid to do this job in multiple ways. And this week's top topic, I swear to God, when I got to it, I go, yes. Because this is how I feel after WrestleMania. When WrestleMania is over, I'm always like, all right, I'm done talking wrestling for a bit. And yes, I know we have a fucking wrestling podcast. I get it. But I'm like, fuck, dude. It's just been nonstop because you got to watch all the Raw, the SmackDown. It's, but today's non-wrestling 8. And I was like, oh, well timed. Oh, well fucking timed. That was good to see it in the notes.
Oh, fuck yeah. No, I'm with you. And I got a head start today because, I'm not even going to get into it, man. Let's just fucking run with this motherfucker. I'm excited. Let's go.
So let's talk about what everybody was talking about. I don't know. I was going to say something sarcastic and I had nothing. Hey, man. All right. Let's first talk about night 1. I'm going to talk about the extra stuff in a little bit, like your pre-show, your post-show, all that stuff. We're going to do that after. Let's go right to the meat potatoes of each night. I have to now call out both performers for night 1 and night 2. Did you make it to Wheezy's in time?
Not for the first note that I see there. Thank God I missed it.
Fucking Jelly Roll. God, I hate that fucking guy.
Let's combine Blake
America the
Shelton
Beautiful.
and the guy from The Bear, Matty Matheson. Let's combine the two of them and maybe a little Post Malone, and you got this fucking guy.
I thought it was more like Ralphie May. R.I.P. Never mind, he's dead. Anyway, so I didn't like him. But the second night, I knew that you were watching this one.
I turned it on right after you texted me.
Okay. I don't know. It was Ava Max or whatever her name was.
Some bitch.
She had half a haircut. And I'm talking like...
They ran out of time.
Like legit, they're like, fuck, you're supposed to be out there right now. I told you not to leave me till last.
No, she was probably just fucking confused. She's like, well, I don't know if I want it short or long. Don't worry, I got you taken care of.
It was horrible. Like,
terrible.
You know, kayfabe. You know, when you're in the RV, it's not like you're going to have a big party or whatever. First night, my wife had a coworker over who used to be a wrestling fan. And then the next night was me and my wife. And as soon as we saw this, I mean, the nuggets were going. You know what I mean? But as soon as we saw that, we fucking lost it. I go, where's the other half of her hair? I'm like, she losing on the way to the ring? Someone, like, there's a fan slap her up with Nair on the way through?
Yeah, right.
Oh, it was just, I was impressed with that. Okay, let's get into what the matches were. Jey Uso gained a couple LBs, I think. A little slower than he normally is. Anyway, beating Gunther by submission. First of all, it kind of pisses me off when I just rewatched, I think it was the CVV interview, Chris Van Vliet, with Kevin Owens, and he was like, I wanted me and Sammy to have like a really badass entrance coming in from like the crowd. And Triple H said, you guys don't need it. You guys don't need it. It's Raw, this and that. And that's not enough time to really do something like that.
Right.
Yeah, Jey Uso came from the legit fucking top of Allegiant Stadium, taking 15 minutes to get to the ring full of yeets. I'm over that, and we're going to get to that when we get to Raw. But the match was slow. There was a lot less chops and super kicks than I thought.
There was a lot of chops. There weren't a lot of super kicks.
But I'm used to seeing chops by Gunther.
Sure.
I just thought it was going to go back and forth.
Right.
By the way, I hated saying Gunther. I used to say Gunther. Now they're saying Gunther, and I'm saying Gunther. What the fuck?
I say Gunther.
Anyway, Gunther! By submission, and he didn't even fucking have a second before tapping. I mean, like, it was like within 2 seconds
the big problem.
He tapped. Bullshit.
That's the big problem right there, is that he tapped too quick. It would have been a serviceable match. It was a dead-ass match. It was meant to go on first. Get the pop. You knew it was going to happen. This wasn't going to be a good match by any means. We knew that. The only thing that saved it for me was Jay doing the move stealing. I like move stealing.
Yeah, I do.
You know what I mean? So that was kind of cool. But again, the tap out was because he locked it on, and before you could even be like, holy shit, is this the finish? He fucking tapped.
Yes. It was actually before I even realized it was Gunther's move. I was like, oh, okay, sleeper hold. Oh, shit. Like it took me a second and he tapped.
Right.
I actually, well, first I got to say, I was about like at 65, 70% on the order of the pay-per-view, what I put together last week. I was pretty close. But with this, I would have much rather that chokehold happened earlier and been a
false finish.
Close, but then I think beat him on fucking 3 to 5 splashes. I would have been like, you know what? I would have taken 5 splashes. And why I really mean that, go back to WrestleMania 7, Warrior Savage. Savage did like 5 fucking elbows to Warrior. Warrior got up and all the shit, obviously, but it was, I need to do it to keep this motherfucker down. Do that with Gunther, and I would have been fine with it. Him tapping after 2 splashes, I mean, maybe I had 1 earlier, but like 2 in a row, not the third, 2, and then goes in for the Gunther sleeper. I hated it.
Yeah, again, to me, I didn't care because it lived up to my expectations, which were pretty low. He tapped out way too quick.
The best
5 seconds more,
Yeah. A lot of celebrating, long time of yeeting, and then, Jimmy comes out, and then we got to yeet longer.
Mm-hmm.
When they left through the crowd, the chick that was behind them, she
I
was
remember hearing
screaming
it.
so loud. And then, yeah, it's funny, I remember hearing that because I went to do it again, and my wife and her coworker go, yeah, we got it. 'Cause
Don't ever do it again.
But did you notice that someone from production, they were like, "Get that bitch!" You see him crawl up next to Jay and kind of give her a little shove, move,
knock it off.
We're reaching high levels already on this mic.
You know what they should have removed from the hard cam is that fucking guy with the fucking yellow hair or the green hair or whatever.
That was a woman.
You sure?
Well, we're not going to get into that debate right now.
All right. So star rating for the first match.
Oh, okay. And are we doing star
we
or do we
out
do
of 10.
out of 10? Right?
We do
okay.
out of 10.
Oh, Jesus Christ. 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, at best. And 3 would have been if it was a shit finish or Gunther retained. 4 is just because it was a moment. That's the best I'll give you.
Yeah. And we both called it.
Yes, we definitely called that one.
Okay.
The twin Giant Gonzaleses took on the War Raiders. Look, it was just very well timed considering Taker and everybody made fun of what Giant Gonzalez wore at WrestleMania. Well, obviously just what he wore in WWF in general. But they did it pretty much all the same, but in blue.
It almost seems like a rib.
It
seems like a Vince move.
It's like they did it to themselves, though. Everybody gets to pick their own gear. Have I mentioned that recently? Maybe I did. Maybe I don't know. It bothers me that you can't just look at someone anymore and go buy ring gear and go, that's this person. Everybody changes their shit so much by pay-per-view to pay-per-view because this is my favorite video game character. Yo, Bret Hart was pink and fucking black. Austin, all black. Michaels, he was like a change it up every now and then kind of guy, but most people stayed a goddamn color. No one changed. At least.
All right, relax. I won't walk on your lawn anymore.
Yes. That's really fucking funny. Wow. Touche. I think it was a missed opportunity. You have Big E there. You ran him down to turn yourselves heel. I did actually call that these guys were going to win the tag team titles at WrestleMania, but I also felt like it could have been a great opportunity with Big E there. You know what I mean? It was a match. It was okay, but yeah, they defeated the War Raiders.
Hooray!
I would say 5.
Yeah, I mean, War Raiders are good, so we'll give it a 5. I'm good with that.
You know what's funny to me is everybody bitching the total wait time between matches.
Oh,
blah, blah, blah.
God, I'm so tired of hearing that. It's WrestleMania.
Like it. Well, but it's not only that.
You know what you're getting into.
Well, do you want it all in one night, or do you want it spaced out with all the matches? You know what I mean? And to me, I was able to piss, grab some food. I was able to smoke. It was no matter what, you were able to do whatever you wanted to. Yeah, it's
absolutely.
Not a not fan. Titty Fest 2025 between Jade Cargill and Naomi. And I don't mean I'm talking the whole time was both of them adjusting their
titties,
tops, their bra part, because they kept slipping out. And of course, you got, my wife and her friend, they're like, because she can't fill it. Look they're not filling that cup. And, but then it was funny because then later you see Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair, and they go, oh yeah, they fill it. Okay, that's not falling out. It was nonstop. That's all they did. I mean, each move, they barely sold because, gotta touch the titty. It's a fully, gotta touch the titty. And I think Jade Cargill won. Yeah, no, she did, but it's, I give it a 2.
I was going to say 3 to be generous.
I didn't get to see it yet, so I'm giving it the 2.
Well, Cargill, Cargill didn't look, here's the thing. Cargill looked like Cargill. She didn't look terrible. She seemed to be all right.
And when you did get a good chance of seeing the Cargill one, fucking pasties. Be a woman. Anyway, we all have nipples.
I got nothing. Which reminds me of the chick from the Lethal Weapon movie. Was it? No, not Lethal Weapon. Beverly Hills Cop. No. Remember the tall black chick from the 80s? With the weird haircut?
Jack A?
Maybe. That actually sounds accurate.
I don't even know where you're fucking going with this.
Me neither. Next slide.
Oh, Jesus Christ. A couple more hours. Jacob Fatu won the U.S. Championship from LA Knight. Loved it. We wanted this. We both called this.
Mm-hmm. Little over 10 minutes.
And I'm okay with it. I think it could have been maybe like a minute or two less, but I was okay with the amount of time they had. It was not bad.
Sure. Yep.
LA had a pretty cool entrance. I was all right with the car.
Mm-hmm.
It was for him. Did they get it on screen? I'd seen some pictures. Haku had hopped the barricade and gave Jacob a hug.
I did not see that.
Yeah, it was a bunch of pictures I saw, which is just
that's fucking
badass.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And dude, he hasn't been pinned since being in WWE. This is how you build someone, man. This is fantastic.
Dude, I keep telling you I want to get a Fatu shirt. Now on the ads, I see the red hoodie.
Oh,
with the logo on it. Dude, kind of want to get one of those.
You should just keep talking about it.
That's how I don't spend any money. I keep talking about it.
Yeah. I just end up being like, oops, it was a drunk purchase.
That ain't
you haven't drank in 64 days. Whatever.
That's the weird thing.
Rey Mysterio's loss is.
Oh wait,
Rey
we got a star
gain.
rating. Forgot the star rating. Fatu.
Oh, my bad. I would give this one actually about a. Actually, it was actually pretty entertaining. I liked the reversal that LA Knight had from with the flip. I'd actually give this about a 5.5, 6, somewhere in there.
Okay, I was gonna say 6.5.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, Mysterio. It was announced on the pre-show, which I had the pre-show going both nights, man. Just kind of in the background, it was a Tuesday afternoon for me. Tuesday, I'm sorry. It was 2 in the afternoon for me at that. Jesus Christ. I know what day it is.
Tuesday in the afternoon.
Tuesday. Is that a song? Afternoon.
9 in the
Moody
afternoon
Blues.
is a song, but you're talking about Moody Blues. All right, never mind.
Yeah. The pre-show's on, and they announced the AAA thing, which we'll get to. But as they do, they pan over, and Rey Mysterio is in his best Orange Cassidy setup. He was Denim Dan, just good set of denim. And he said that he was injured, a groin issue, pulled a groin on SmackDown. Thanks to Julius Creed. We've said they're going to fucking kill someone. They're going to hurt someone. One of the Creed brothers. God fucking damn it.
They're the new Rey Fenix.
Ding. Yeah. And Rey Fenix gets the rub, or the chance to get in, which I swear to God, as soon as they started talking about it, I was like, who do you put in there? I'm like, please don't do Dragon Lee and someone from the LWO. I was like, where do you go? And I go, fuck, Phoenix would be good, but man, are they gonna give it to him? And then he said Rey Fenix. I go, holy shit! And I immediately texted you. Penta and Phoenix have both been in WWE less than 6 weeks altogether, I think. Right? Obviously, Rey Fenix very less, but still. And both of them had a main card match on WrestleMania. Tony fumbled. Holy shit.
And
they both had decent matches. No fucking botches.
Oh, no, absolutely. When AEW first started, I didn't know these guys.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So watching them, I was immediately drawn to them. Now, obviously, Penta I liked better at first just because of the get-up and the attitude and everything, right?
Yep.
But the more I watched, I felt like Phoenix was actually like the better wrestler.
He is.
Right? And yeah, and kind of like more poised for like a main event spot than Penta is. And I love Penta, don't get it twisted. And yeah, and then they just died and faded away, and
either one of them could have been a singles champion. Neither one of them were. They put
I
them in
thought
tag
Phoenix
team
might be.
championship. No, but I'm saying in AEW. I'm like,
no, me too. Yeah.
Nothing. They got tagged. That's it. But I'm happy with where they're at. They both got a good spot. And for people to be like, oh, so you mean to tell me that people think it was a burial that Rey Fenix lost to El Grande? This means, and you guys are not fucking likely understanding it, El Grande was going to be going over Rey Mysterio.
Uh-huh.
A tenured person. Phoenix, who had 2 matches in WWE, yeah, that seems okay. I'm okay with that. And
Yeah.
I bet you Phoenix was too.
Yeah.
There's a video. Did you see Penta backstage after Phoenix's match? After Phoenix fucking gets pinned, Penta is crying backstage because he just watched his brother have a match at WrestleMania because that was night 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, this match was good. It was decent. I would say I'm going to give this one about in the 5. 5 is to me like it's just like you're good. It did its job.
It's mediocre, yeah. I'll give it a 5.5, 6, just because of the not nostalgia, but the aura of Phoenix this close into his WWE run, getting a WrestleMania spot. And listen, I know Weezy and Whiskey Man hate Gable, and we're going to talk about something here in a second, where they hate him, not understanding, even taking out not knowing Alpha Academy. They hate him. I hate the character. I appreciate what he does. You see what I'm saying?
They hate the character of
they
Chad
hate
Gable.
Gable. Oh, they hate.
That's like
they
hating
just
Kurt
hate him all
Angle back
around.
in the day.
No,
when
they
he
hate
was
him.
Oh,
well, yeah, I don't get it. But here's the thing, and Whiskey Man was adamant about this, and Miss Weezy jumped on board with him, which is surprising.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
They're both convinced that it is not Chad Gable. Now, here's something that I didn't say that night because I know how I am, and I just would have started an argument with Whiskey Man. Did you notice any? Did you notice anything weird about El Grande Americana's ring gear?
Weird about it?
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily, to be honest with you.
All right.
Oh, wait. Didn't his fucking... No, never mind. I thought the thing said American made or something like that, maybe.
There is something on the front of the mask. I think it actually might say
Yes.
American made, yeah. No. His singlet, the legs were a lot shorter. The fabric didn't go down as far to the thigh as it usually does. If you look at his American Alpha gear, or whatever his stable's called, it goes down. It makes him look taller that way. There's not as much fabric on the leg, so his legs look longer, because they're both saying, oh, that guy's taller. That guy's taller. I'm like, he's not taller, just look at what he's wearing. His shit isn't usually that short.
You guys would be horrible in a lineup.
Yeah. His face doesn't even look the same. I'm like, you realize it's a mask, right?
Chad Gable doesn't have red, white, and blue all over his face. Duh. Well, not only that, I'm like, bro, just look at the fucking tattoo on the back of the neck. That's number 1
There's
for me.
that.
That's the only thing I need, and I'm done. Like, that's it. Done. That's it.
But the one thing that bothered me,
of...
the one thing that bothered me was that Whiskey Man's like, well, he's not even like cut the same way. I'm like, he's cut exactly the same.
Oh my God.
There's not a lot of people cut like that.
when you texted, Whiskey Man is convinced that's not Chad Gable. What did I say?
Not surprised, something to that effect.
I said, kick him in the dick.
Oh. Well, when we get to night 2, I'll talk about needing to kick him in the dick.
Oh, can't wait. Maureen Ponderosa retained her championship against Charlotte Flair. Or Charlotte. Yeah, Tiffany Stratton. There is some questioning of how she lost her tooth. And it's funny because Meltzer, how he reported it, he goes, she chipped, broke, or lost her tooth. Well, you're a great fucking reporter there, guy.
That's on par, how he usually is, yep. It's like, well, you might go to AEW, you might not go to AEW.
And he might stay where he's at. Charlotte, I don't know. It looked like she threw some pretty hard, we'll say, haymakers at her, and I'm not sure if one of those connected, kind of giving like the whole Nia Jax pop to the face like Becky Lynch. This match was actually really good compared to pretty much everything else on the card so far at this point, wrestling-wise. They actually put on a better show than most of the other matches, I thought. Very little clunks overall. On this one, I would probably give this about maybe a 6.5.
Yeah, I think that's, yeah, I don't know that I would go up to 7. I'd say maybe a 6.
Okay. And the fucking main event. So Seth Rollins came out, and he had that torch, and I was literally just like, set yourself on fire, set yourself on fire, set yourself on fire.
Look, a flamethrower. What are we on, AEW?
Well, The Rock did it at one point, so we got to do it here. Yeah. Well, no, you're right. Darby did it not too long ago.
And burn it down, get it?
And I wanted him to. Then Roman Reigns comes out. The CM Punk video package with This Fire Burns, his original theme in WWE, or in ECW as well. And people may not have caught this, but what he was saying in the video package is the exact same thing he said back in 2006.
Yeah, they were intersplicing the promo.
But like it wasn't like it was him saying one thing and intertwining. It was both of the same fucking words, word for word, and him younger, him older. I fucking thought it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking the whole damn band was black except for Punk.
Did you not know Living Color was black?
No, I remember I told you the very first time I actually did find out was WrestleMania 29. When they played him out for Punk against Taker, and I go, what? And it's not like I'm like, I just didn't know that sound was coming from them, and they're the shit, man. That fucking guitar player, I love watching.
Vernon Reid, yeah, Vernon Reid,
yes.
Most underrated guitar player ever, yeah.
Loved his intro. It was fucking awesome. Them taking the selfie with each other while he was singing. Loved it. It was awesome. I love the entrance. And then he ended right as Punk got on the ring apron. I, for some reason, thought it was just perfect timing, and the crowd was just pumped. The atmosphere was there. The match was what I thought it was going to be. You know what I mean? A lot of the same exact stuff I thought it was going to be, with a lot of false finishes. Okay, let's just go right to it. It's not like we're hiding something here. The ending is the one that we said, if it happens, fine, but it's not the one I want. I just don't want him to align with Rollins. And I'm going to have more reason to when we get to Raw. However, for people who didn't expect it, I fucking thought it was very well done. Because as soon as he took out Punk, I go, oh, he's taking out Reigns. He's fucking taking out Reigns too. God damn it. And my wife goes, he just turned on him. I go, he's turning on both. I'm like, it's happening. I can fucking feel it.
Yeah. Once it happened to Punk, you knew it was happening to Reigns.
The first one, I like how he did it, and he was apologetic. I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. But when he did it to Reigns, is where he did like the extra hand jerk motions while his arm was in there, like, yeah, get it in and grind that motherfucker. I thought that was hysterical. And it's kind of like the you won because you fucking, what is it, pie-faced me on SmackDown a couple weeks ago, or on Raw, or whatever it was. I thought it was a pretty good, ending. Go back and watch, though. I can't tell why he was doing it, if he was trying to keep himself in character, but go back and watch Seth Rollins. His back is to everything that is going on right now, but he's standing there just like, taking it in. No smile, no nothing, right? He is pinching fat on his fucking, and I'm talking like it's not like something hurts. He is grabbing a piece of fat on his fucking stomach and just pinching it. I'm like, are you trying not to crack or something? Like, you know what I mean? Like when you bite your tongues, you don't, whatever. Yeah. I couldn't tell, but we all caught it. We're like, why the fuck is he pinching himself so hard right now? And it's like, am I pinching myself? I'm with Paul Heyman. No, I don't know. It was weird.
It could be. He was so jacked up he was just trying to center himself. It's possible.
It could be. I mean, he is the one that fucking almost passed out on the way to the ring at WrestleMania 35 from his own entrance.
Well, there you go.
Do you remember that?
I don't.
He said that he almost fainted. He came out and did his and then his legs got all stiff and he saw like black dots and he almost fucking fainted on his way to go face Lesnar at 35. That would have been the funniest fucking way to open WrestleMania 35. I swear to God.
Just cuts away.
Just face plants to the fucking ground. Just.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I give the match, I'm going to say, and this is a WWE number, by the way. You know what I mean? It's like, if you're in a New Japan match, it's like you have certain standards. AEW, there's obviously your certain standards.
Lower standards.
I give this a good WWE 7.58.
I was going to say 8. I think the storytelling was great. This lived up. It wasn't Brett versus Owen. It wasn't Angle versus Benoit. It was a 3-way match in WWE with 3 good talent. They seemed to work well together. There was the flurry of finishers at towards the end, which I loved. I thought that was a fun spot. Again, my thing is like I feel like Rollins doesn't need Heyman. Punk doesn't need Heyman anymore, right? But
we'll get there to Raw. Let's get to Raw for that one.
No, I know. I'm not going to go too far with it.
Yeah.
I do love it. I love it because it garnered the reaction that it did.
Yeah.
And you said they played it well. You said Rollins was standing there with his back pinching himself.
Yeah.
I don't remember him pinching himself because I was so focused on the fact that dead face, and maybe that's why he pinched himself, because dead face. He didn't start smiling or laughing or anything. He just stuck his hand out to the side without even looking and motioned like, give me the chair.
Yeah, well.
That was fucking beautiful. You talk about cinema, that's fucking cinema right there.
It was cinema, the whole thing. And by the way, one of my favorite things about when Rollins and Reigns get in the ring together is Reigns going for the spear and Rollins hitting the fucking pedigree. They do it so well.
Oh, it was what a great spot. What a great spot.
As soon as he hits, I go,
I've seen it, yeah. I know, right? But everybody popped when we were watching it. It was fucking great. Yeah, no, this is an 8 for me because the payoff is good. Again, the rest we'll talk about when we get there.
Did Dweezy give it an 8?
He gave everything an 8, almost.
Right.
So night 1 out of 7 matches, I got 5 right.
Man, I scrolled too fucking far now and I can't remember. Hang on.
Don't worry about it. I'm keeping track because I like rubbing it in your face.
How many did I have right?
None.
Let's see. Oh my!
I think probably the same. I think we picked everything the same.
Yeah, I had Usos. No, I had Naomi. I had Fatu. I had El Grande. I had Stratton, but I chose Punk, so I got 4.
You had El Grande? You sure about that?
Over Rey Mysterio? Fuck yeah. I never would have had Mysterio over El Grande.
I don't know.
That sounds like something you would do.
Buster, go back and fucking read the recap.
He's going to go back and listen to a whole show that he's trying to listen to right now.
Well, you just
Night 2, like I said, started off with an awesome haircut. I don't even need to say a whole lot about the women's triple threat opener. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Minus as soon as it happened, as soon as I saw how Ripley was going for, I think, Riptide, as soon as she let go, I go, Belair's hitting her with the hair. I called it out loud as the fucking slap was about to happen. Because it's every WrestleMania. Ever since she did it to Sasha Banks, she does it every fucking WrestleMania now. And now it's not fun.
Right.
I mean, it still hurts, I'm sure. But we both called this one. Io Sky retained.
Good moment.
Love
good
the
match.
finish.
Yeah.
The finish was good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about camera angles because people in the audience, they knew she was about to jump, but we didn't. We didn't see her until the last second. I like that camera stuff, man. It makes a difference.
There's another match they do it well with on this card.
Yep, I agree. And I actually saw a video of Pat McAfee and Michael Cole calling the win of this, and now I think I now get why they don't stare up at the ring and they actually watch the monitors, because they want to call what you're seeing on the monitor as well.
Right.
Because they popped seeing EO the way that we did. It was just the way it happened. I like that.
It's better from a production standpoint. You're absolutely right, because you might reference something that's not on camera, but for the most part you stay with the action, and the action is what the people at home are watching. Because
if you're seeing 1, 2, oh, you're like, what's happening? I like that. Yes, I 100% agree. Are you keeping a tally over there? Is that what you were doing as you're getting numbers over there? I got 4 right.
Oh yeah, I got 5
so far. You have 5.
I've got 6. Well, no, wait a minute, hold on. I got 5 for night 1. The only ones I didn't get was Americano in the main event.
Okay, I had 4 the night 1, and
we both got Rip. We both got EO.
Okay. We both called Damian McIntyre.
Damian McIntyre. Drew Priest.
Drew McIntyre. We both called. We both said Priest isn't getting this one. Drew needs this win. It's a redemption for last year. Oh, let's go back. I give the women's match 7.5.
I'll give it a 7.
Yeah. For the Drew and Priest one, I think it was good. I think it was maybe a touch more of a letdown than I thought it was going to be.
Yes, agreed. We did not get
bothered me.
We didn't call it. Yeah, we were both like, this could be really good. It was good.
Yeah, and you know why it bothered me is because I was texting with Brother Marty during it, and I said, you know what, this is the match that's going to be the one of the night, man. I promise you. And he said, I think Logan Paul and Styles. And I go,
that's what I said. Brother Marty. I knew I liked you for a reason.
And I go, motherfucker. He did the selfie again, which I did like.
Oh, my God. It was
still
so
bored
great.
at work.
It was so great. We were watching. So I had Wheezy and Whiskey Man over my place. We're watching. And like 5 minutes later, I pull out my phone. I'm like, there's the selfie.
I love it. I saw it too. Actually, not too long later, I was flipping through and I showed my wife too. It's so good. This match, I'll give a 5. It was good. Had some decent spots. The 5 to me is it delivered a job for me.
Sure.
I was entertained.
I was going to say 6. They beat the shit out of each other. They beat the shit out of each other pretty well. Get off my fucking lawn.
This one I called. You better put this in my win column because you called Penta.
Yeah.
Fucking Dominic Mysterio. Oh my God! And did the crowd pop?
What a pop! What a pop! I mean,
and did you
I was smiling,
dude. Ear to ear for me. I was clapping. I was like, yes, this is what I wanted. And did you notice that? Obviously, you did, but ran all the way back to the ring. And we've seen a lot of videos now where like production's like tapping people, like, here, you go ahead, go now. Now's the time to go, or whatever. Like cameraman. Right. He was instructed to go back and get his fucking flowers. He was told, go back, man, get another pop. And he did. Mm-hmm. And you can see him smiling. Not even that was not heel smiling. That was like a holy shit.
I can't believe it. He won a title at WrestleMania. Not a lot of people.
Call me The Rock. I'm pointing. Right, I know. Rock. I'm pointing. I got goosebumps right now, man. I thought it was awesome.
The best part about it was, and I was the same way. I was giggling. I was like edible giggling.
Yeah.
The best part's when he runs back to the ring. Finn's standing right there in the aisle.
Just stares right at him. Oh my God! I thought the same thing. I saw it. He just like blew right past him.
The fact that Finn Balor could keep a straight face, because you know Finn Balor inside is like, fuck yes.
Well, yeah, because we've seen like when Priest won the title, all of them were together last year celebrating, and I'm sure they all wanted to be there celebrating for Dom as soon as they got through the curtain. And I'm sure when we get the new show that comes out, Unreal, we'll probably see the whole thing of it. And
yeah.
Kayfabe,
pal.
Oh God! But this match, I give a 7. I thought it was a really good fatal 4-way. There was many times I was like, yeah, fuck, Braun's just going to retain. There was a lot of times I thought he was just going to retain.
There was one point you talked about the camera angles. This was another one, and they do this with Braun a lot, where the camera wasn't on him, and he comes fucking flying in and hits somebody on the floor. It was amazing. This match for me, I'll say 7.5. I kind of want to give it an 8, but 7.5, we'll say. It should be an 8.
So now I think we're probably what?
I'm going to give it an 8.
We're tied, aren't we, right now in that
I have 5 from night 1 and 2 from night. I have 5 from night 1, 2 from night 2 so far, so I have 7 total.
Are you keeping track of mine? I don't have a fucking pen and paper over here, asshole.
No, what are you fucking on about? You're the one that usually wants to keep track of everything you got right.
All right. I'll get it at the end. So this one I called, and this one you definitely didn't. I fucking called it, man. If you say his name, he's gonna appear. And look it. Yes, it was a 3-minute squash. Actually, it wasn't even a squash because Joe got a couple things in, but that's still considered a squash. Anyone's like, oh, he just shit on the TNA champion, or like just squashed him, yada yada yada. You think that's how Joe Hendry feels?
Yeah, no shit.
He just walked into WrestleMania with 60,000, whatever it was, in that night, and people lost their fucking minds. Sang the song.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Orton did your goddamn pose, by the way.
That's fucking great. Yeah, Randy put him over. Randy put this guy over.
Picking him up, shaking his hand, pointing around, going, blah, blah. You know it was a real... I know, that one bothered me. I was like, you cunt.
No,
you couldn't just leave it alone.
Perfect. That's a Randy move. And then he tapped him on the chest like, thanks, good sport.
You're right. It was like a Stone Cold Steve Austin, Randy Orton thing. You're right, to do just the extra one. My favorite part was Joe Hendry doing his camera pose. The RKO that out of nowhere for that one, I out loud laughed because I couldn't believe how well that camera shot was done, because it zooms right in on Joe Hendry. Bam! And then I laughed. I was like, perfect, done. If you pin him here, and he does, okay, thank you. I'm totally good with it.
Mm-hmm.
Good shit. I liked it. I thought it was fun. Logan Paul versus AJ.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
yeah.
rating?
You got
rating for this? I don't know.
I mean, it's tough, right? Yeah, exactly. Because it was just a moment. I mean, I think you got to give it at least a 5 because of the moment alone. Yeah, it wasn't a wrestling match, really. I mean, it was technically, but I give it a 5. I'm giving myself an X for this one. I'm not counting it because I called the wrong opponent and therefore couldn't really call a winner. So.
I don't think it was. We never were able to figure out who the winner was going to be. I think it was just more about who it was going to be.
No, you said Hendry. I liked the idea, but you said that if that's the case, it would be Orton. You definitely said that.
Oh, okay.
So you definitely called that one, yeah.
Logan Paul against AJ Styles. I don't remember. I think we both fucking said it was going to be likely Logan Paul, didn't we?
I said Styles.
Oh my God! Actually, you're right.
We
both said Styles. And man, Killer Cross, Karrion Kross. Obviously, we'll get to him. He had it almost. I thought it was going to happen. He was going to get AJ to turn. Love that he kept calling him Alan. That's just that little thing. It's that little bit to me. But I thought Logan had one of his best matches in WWE because of AJ Styles.
I told you this was going to be a match, and I hate it. I hate Logan Paul so much. Heaving flames. This was to me a no-brainer. This was going to be a good match. I'll give it a 7.
Absolutely. I would give this a solid 7. Good call. Bayley was taken out in the first night, and we didn't know who was going to be her replacement. And I texted it to you, and then you texted and said Whiskey Man even called it. I think everybody fucking knew it because she was backstage orgasming to Seth's win on Saturday night. We all knew it was going to be Becky.
I mean, honestly, I didn't. Because the thing is, by the time I found out about the Bayley thing, I was too busy doing shit to actively think about it.
Sure.
So I never thought Becky. But as soon as Whiskey Man said Becky, I'm like, I'm going to punch you in the dick. Because I knew he was fucking right. Now, here's the thing. I think
punch him in the dick for thinking that wasn't Chad Gable, but go ahead.
Well, and here's the thing. I think he was looking at his phone. So he's probably reading some story online.
Cheater.
I can't prove it. I'm just saying.
Try having knowledge.
But no, Becky, we're not going to win the tag titles tonight. Oh, that don't work for me, brother.
Well, and that bothers me because obviously with what happened on Raw, but
and that you could see coming a mile away.
But my favorite part was the Birds of War.
Oh.
Our abs are painted on. Baby, I sent you a gif of it before her feet even touched the fucking ring.
I had a picture for you.
I had sent it all right away, and I was like, "Are you shitting me? Oh my god!" As soon as I go, it's the Birds of War. That was just fantastic. This match, I gotta say, I would probably just give a 4.
Oh god, I was gonna say 2.
Liv looked good. Liv had a good weekend. We'll get to there.
I can't confirm or deny. So how are we? Did we say? I don't know what we said for this. We said they were going to retain.
We both said
that
retain.
was based on that was based on a different partner. So I think this one doesn't get counted. I'm just saying. Well, we got it wrong anyway.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's not like we would have called the winners.
Yeah, right.
Okay, you know what? I would have called Becky and Lyra. Yeah, okay.
Fuck yeah, we would have. Nah,
you know what?
right.
You know what? Neither of us called Steve Austin getting drunk, and not only not finding the ramp to get on to the stage.
Whoa, overshot it a little bit.
Where am I? Holy shit! And then he backs up too much, and I go, he's gonna get that tire stuck, and he's not gonna be able to turn. And then all of a sudden, they have to lift his whole fucking four-wheeler up and back him up so he could get up. And he goes, "Where am I going?" Gets up at the top of the ramp. And when he got to the top of the ramp, I actually said to myself, because he went one-handed on it and put his hand in the air and the thing's still moving, I go, "Ooh, easy, partner." And no one was in the room because now my wife was like, "I'm going to bed." She went to bed during the AJ Styles match because she had to get up early for work. And I was like, all right, so I'm on my own. And I, to myself, no bullshit in my head, said, "Have you ever seen him crash into one of these things?" I'm like, I wonder if he ever, that'd be kind of funny. Swear to God, not even lying. In my head. And not on the first round, but on the second one. When he hit, I couldn't breathe. I was laughing so fucking hard. Marty texted he killed someone.
That bitch dead.
And I texted you, and you go, "I missed it. Crosby was the one that saw it." Or I was like, "Oh my God, are you shitting me?" Dude, hysterical. The more I watch it, though, she went to the school of LeBron James.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
She flopped.
Mm-hmm.
She could say that
She
it
Josh
took her a
Allen'd it.
second to delay and go, "Oh," and fell backwards.
Well, she had that look on her face, too. Like,
Yeah,
what?
It was... Either way.
And Nick Khan was there afterwards.
Oh, yeah, Nick Khan was there right away smoothing things over. And it's funny because everybody's like, "Oh, well, what if there's a lawsuit?" She didn't get hurt, man. She fell into her own chair. She didn't even hit the ground. She sat down. And if sitting down too fast fucked you up, don't be in the front row.
This is America.
Well, and it's funny because you go to an AEW show and it says only America. If you go to an AEW show, it says if you're in the first 10 rows, you are subject
might
to
die.
getting things out. Yeah, you may fucking die. Oh, Jesus Christ. I swear to God, I just saw black dots as you said that. That was the funniest thing. It's like that time that Darby went through the glass and it went into 5 rows in the front. I was like, what the fuck? Sugar glass or not? Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
So neither of us called that, right? You didn't have...
No, I don't think we had that on the bingo card, no.
I hated we had 124,000 over. Fuck you. Okay, let's not build numbers that way. 60-something one night, 60-something the other night. Cool. I give this segment a 4, honestly. I mean, I was going to give it a 1 until he hit the fucking barricade.
It's only a 4 because he hit the barricade. Shit-faced. He's like, I'm so shit-faced I crashed into the wall. Let me get some more beers.
Well, it's funny because people, like, I saw some online be like, it's good that he did that before he drank. And I'm like, you think at that time of night he was waiting to drink?
Dude,
he had already had a beer.
He's probably 6 beers in, and I'm not even fronting as a drinker. Let me tell you, that motherfucker, he could drive that motherfucker. It's just, he was a little hyped up. He was a little amped up, and some shit happened.
He did take that corner fucking
It's,
hard.
yeah, no, I mean, I'll tell you one thing. If he's friends with that boy, he better be careful, because I hear he don't like that shit.
Well, I did see that one of my favorite fucking memes I've seen so far is the Joe Hendry one, looking at the camera, and then Randy Orton coming out of nowhere, and it says, your girl enjoying her time, and then it says, Steve Austin hitting her with an ATV.
So there was somebody posted a picture of him on his podcast, where he does the Austin thing, where he's got like both hands up behind him, like, hey man, I didn't do shit. And then, but there's a caption that's like, holy shit, hey man, I spun that goddamn corner. Next thing I know, poor gal's bumping for me like we're back in 98 in the middle of the garden.
Shit. It was a good bump. Maybe this was a work.
Probably.
We all got. It was a work. All right, main event match. We both called John Cena defeating Cody Rhodes. And first of all, let me just say that ties us completely.
I got 8.
Or no, I had 4 the first night, 5 the second night.
Yeah, you beat me by 1, it looks like.
Okay. Cena coming down in straight black entrance was perfect.
No spectacle.
Loved it. Nothing.
Standard ass entrance.
Did you notice, even when he went to go do the 5 moves of doom, did you notice? No hustle.
Mm-hmm.
He walked to each spot, took his time.
Mm-hmm.
But dear God, John Cena is back. Hit me! Okay, again! Throw me into the rope! I think I didn't even have to look at the fucking thing. I could have closed my eyes and just listened to the rest of the match. I knew what he was going to be doing each fucking
I
call.
almost wonder if he's doing that shit on purpose now, if he's just leaning into it, or if he's just always just been that bad. I mean, I know he's always been
No,
that
he's
bad
always
with
been
shit.
that bad.
No, I know that, but I wonder if he's just leaning into it now. Probably not.
Did you see on the Pat McAfee thing the next day, he admitted that, hey, I appreciate you guys calling out my weakness, and I got, he got like hair transplant or plugs or something like that put in. He's like, he goes, because you guys making fun of me so much. All right. This match is exactly what I thought it was going to be. Well, fuck Travis Scott. What the fuck? No Rock? Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Like, that's the one.
I was waiting.
Like, you showed up for Chamber, and yes.
Nothing.
Horrible. It's the ending I knew it was going to be. I hated Cody's head mask thing that opened up.
I thought that was cool as shit. It was like Iron Man. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's why it's the logo. So in the pre-show, they had some good video packages, some good interviews, and that's where we did find out that WWE is going to be working with, or that they acquired AAA now, which is pretty cool.
Explains why El Hijo del Vikingo was there, or just El
Son
Vikingo.
of the Viking. He was. Each night, the show opened up with a Dana White hype video package. Dude, listening to it, I thought it was Paul Heyman at first. He kind of had that same kind of voice for like going a little higher pitch, and I was like, huh. And then when he goes, or my UFC, and I go, this isn't Heyman. But it was good. It was all about Vegas, and it was funny because then you see, oh my God, what's his name? Eddie from National Lampoon's in Vegas Vacation. He goes, oh my God, it's Wayne Newton. And then showing all the movies that have something with, casino, things like that. It was awesome. Jey Uso. Okay, once was, it's kind of like when you got that one DWI, it was one thing, and then you got the second one, it was an issue.
That's the same thing I thought when I saw it. I was like, man, I hope you got a limo driver or some shit.
Well, it's like that one time him and Cody, after winning the tag titles, they're like,
right.
Yeah. He's like, hunk, yeah. And we're like, okay. This was just, I thought it was AI generated at first. I swear to God. When he's like, it's Saturday, a championship. And then he goes, I'm almost a champion. I go, motherfucker, you are. You're actually holding the title right there.
Right next to you.
It was really hard to watch, but also hysterical. And then Maureen Ponderosa found her tooth again. Good job, Kimosabi. So I had the post show going both nights, right in the background. I didn't actually see the Jey Uso one live. That I didn't catch till the next day. But the best one was John Cena comes out, takes off the Cody Rhodes nameplates on the side of the title, throws them on the ground. Every fucking question. John, we haven't seen you smile since before Elimination Chamber. So are we going to see each one of these questions were, by the way, had to be layups, like specifically for this?
Yeah.
When are we going to see you smile again? Yeah, that seems like a clickbait question to me. Next question. It was his answer to everything. By the third, other people in the room were laughing. I was already laughing. I go, I really like heel John Cena. This is so fucking good. It's funny because on SmackDown on Friday, his promo with Cody, he goes, you're saying you're going to be somebody, or that you're somebody. On Sunday, kid, I'm going to make you somebody. And I was like, Jesus Christ, he's good. And Raw, he was even better.
Yep.
And then Triple H says, Joe Hendry, he told him right before he went out right out that curtain, soak this in because you're going to be doing more of these one day. Within 12 months, he's going to be in WWE. So I'm excited. I thought it was a really cool moment for Joe Hendry. They had stage seats this year where you could sit on the fucking stage where the entrance is.
The Minute Maid zone?
Yeah, like comfy. Right in the fucking pyro.
Pyro, yeah.
Yeah. So it's, I think it's kind of cool. Green shirt guy, I think we've pretty much all made official. He's doing something, working or blowing someone because he rang the bell. He came down behind Wade Barrett.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for him. Get a new shirt, dude.
For real.
I sent you the video. Liv Morgan, the night before WrestleMania, her, Raquel, and Kelly, who was a former diva, dancing. And I don't know how that thing was staying on her, that dress. It was just like, I didn't see a strap. I didn't see anything. It was just all one front.
I saw some.
It was a bandana. She was wearing a napkin and doing it well. But my favorite part, waking up on Monday morning, was seeing the video of Dominic Mysterio in the back of a golf cart.
Tell me you're a heel without telling me you're a heel.
Wasn't even his fault.
I know.
And a girl, they're beeping with this fucking golf cart. Move, get out of the way. And people are standing in front of it like, ha, he won't hit me. And this fucking girl in red takes one of the hardest hits I've ever seen on a golf cart.
Red is hit by a cart. Listen, man, people are that stupid. People are that oblivious. I bet you shit like that happens every fucking day. It was hilarious to see. I'll give you a quick side story. We were
she
at
earned every second of that.
She sure did. Down on Charlotte Beach,
corner,
there's that like party house, right? It's got a little balcony, looks over the beach and the water, right?
Sure.
I was there with a buddy setting up for their wedding, and we were just taking a break. We had some beers, so we go out on the balcony. We were just drinking. Just looking over, and there's this one lady sunbathing right in the middle of the beach. Well, I don't know if you know this, they actually have tractors with like rakes, and they rake the sand. So they started raking the sand. This bitch just lays there, and this guy's just like a Zamboni. He's going in circles, and he finally gets close to her. This bitch is still laying there, just laying there, and all the fucking sand as it gets raked just fucking blows right across her, and she gets up. She's wiling out like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I took that story wrong. I thought it was going to end with the rake thing got caught on her, and all of a sudden blood was just going like smearing all over the beach.
No. I'll save that one for another day.
So earlier in the day on Saturday, before WrestleMania got going, I had NXT Stand Deliver going in the background while cleaning the house, And you called it. You called it. Sol Ruca is your North American champion for women's. In the ladder match, she's getting the push. You called it.
Yep.
Stephanie Vaquer defeated and retained against Guy Ulia, Jordan Grace, and hey, Miss Parker.
Listen, Jada Parker is also another one that's on the rise. Sol Ruca's on the rise. Stephanie Vaquer, admittedly, haven't seen a ton of, but yet.
Oh, until Raw, yeah. Well, that's, yeah. Ricky Saints had a great opener against Ethan Page. Loved it. They were the ones that opened it, and he defended his North American Championship and retained. Solid match. The NXT tag titles, Hank and Tank, which are Public Enemy 2.0, they defeated Fraxium, who had held on to the tag team titles for quite some time, and they finally took them away from him, and this match was actually pretty solid. I'm always a big fan of tag team wrestling, as everybody knows. This was very, very good. A lot of false finishes, ones where I really did not think that the champions were going to lose. If there's one match I would recommend anybody go to watch, it's this one. Or you could watch the NXT World Championship match, which was Obafemi retaining against Trick Williams and Javon Evans in a triple threat match. Solid match for all three guys. I'm shocked that Trick Williams is still in NXT at this point. I would have been thinking he'd be up on the main roster with Carmelo by now, but it's okay that he's sticking around because he had another great match with Obafemi right here. Let's see. Getting into some of the news here. First, I want to give a great, huge prop to Bret Hart. Awesome snub at WrestleMania to Triple H.
It was fantastic. He even did the look after Triple H walked away.
That was the whole point.
Harumph.
It was like a whatever, dude. It's funny because I again sending things back and forth Sunday during the show. I'd send it over to Marty because he's a huge Bret Hart fan like I am. He goes, "Oh, I saw it in real time." I'm like, I actually missed it that night. I'm like, Hall of Fame. I could take the dog piss real quick because I was trying to get things done in between. We have already seen it and talked a touch about it, but dude, Karrion Kross's interview on what is that? Sam Roberts? Is that who it was? Whoever that guy is. Yeah. That is the realest interview I have seen since The Miz went off on Daniel Bryan.
Fuck yes. There's a bit of kayfabe to it.
Totally. Well, there had to be, or else he wouldn't have kept saying about Alan and he wouldn't have kept bringing up AJ Styles. He would have just been like, "Fuck Triple H, fuck Triple H, fuck Triple H."
Right. Exactly. No, it was fantastic. And listen, Scarlett. Aside from
she
being
sold
a good looker, she sold it well. Though she's like, he ain't lying.
Well, no, when he goes to the guy in the suit and truck, go fuck yourself. She goes, honey, he goes, no, I'm done. And she was like, whoa, I can't believe you just said that. I liked it. I thought it was all pretty good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and then seeing him on Raw, and then Styles goes, just go handle it yourself. Maybe I will. I was like, do it in the main event. Do it something big tonight, right now. I thought we were going to get something, but, you know.
We got something.
Yeah, ish. At least it didn't run until fucking 4 a.m. like the Hall of Fame. Dude. No wonder. And everybody's, mocking. Everybody's like, man, look at Booker T's asleep. He had to call NXT Stand and Deliver at 10 in the goddamn morning in Vegas. None of you were doing it. You know what I mean? But Jey Uso had the right idea. While he was eating and yeeting, he put the sunglasses on so he could take a nap. But everybody was falling asleep that night. Mm-hmm. But Marty came in hot on Michelle McCool that morning. He was like, yo, because especially the shit that Taker said. She's a pioneer for the women's division, and Lay Cool was an iconic tag team. And the best thing that Marty said, he goes, the only thing she ever did was fat shame Mickie James and let that ginger nut inside of her.
Yes,
Done.
I think I agree with him. And as an Undertaker mark, I'm a little bit disappointed. Well, I mean, it's his wife, so I guess I'm not disappointed. And he's a Christian now, so he's got no will.
But he was also wondering, hang on, and I'm going to give this one to him as well. I got to give Brother Marty one more here. He goes, dude, Michelle's tits looked like they were running away from each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Completely agreed. Completely agreed. Maybe that's Taker's thing. Maybe, you know what? Never mind.
Lex Luger shows up to the Hall of Fame and instead goes and gets paid at WrestleCon rather than show up on the WrestleMania stage. I'm like,
fucking awesome.
You could have been in front of 60,000 people one more time in your life, and you're like,
right.
Good.
Nah, I'm going to make some money while I can. The best thing is he gets up out of the wheelchair on his own. That's fucking super cool to see. He's got DDP there. But then, like, they all, like, rush to him after he gets up, and he's like, yeah, I need your help. I can't walk to this podium on my own.
Maybe that's why he's like, my legs don't work. I need the money still. Okay, earlier on Sunday, they had the Slammy Awards. I don't know how any of these guys got any fucking rest or even had a good match at all. That's something we should all take in consideration. The amount of shit that they had to do the whole weekend. I only caught it for a minute, and I just caught it at the right time, and I'm so glad I did it because it became a little bit viral. But R-Truth fucking with Drew McIntyre at the Slammy Awards, he got Drew to break because he goes, hey, man, I just got to be honest with you. After this whole bit about getting his trophy back from winning one of the awards, Chelsea Green had stolen it, yada, yada. Another major letdown. She should have been on fucking WrestleMania somewhere. I don't care if she just like was in a backstage segment. But Truth goes, I want to do one of those Celtic workouts with you. And he goes, that's another warrior, man. And he goes, man, it's you. You got the wig. You got the tan. He goes, you incognito. Fucking, it's just so great. Obviously, and if you don't know what he's talking about, Sheamus's Celtic workouts, obviously, but it's hysterical how he could make anybody break, including fucking Drew McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we talked about WWE acquiring AAA, but the funniest thing is that that day that they have Worlds Collide, which is going to be a big thing with all the luchadors and everybody from AAA and WWE and NXT. Yep, that day they're doing it in LA. On the same exact day that they're doing Money in the Bank in L.A. One at the Forum, one at the other place, whatever it is.
Great. I guess I know where everybody's going to go.
You know where everybody is all day. It's funny because there was a lot of reports that Andrade was going to be done with WWE after SmackDown, and it just, I guess, like he put out a tweet saying, thank you, WWE, thank you this and everything. And he was on the pre-show panel with all the luchadors, but he did have kind of a pissed off look on his face.
He did. Yep.
But it's also like, yo, man, I came here to be with my wife. My wife just decided to look like, Chucky the doll. So I have to, So, poor dude. He may be the first person to go back to AEW.
Dear God, please, no. Well, he can't go to AAA.
That's some funny shit. That is some funny fucking shit. That's why he looks so pissed. He's like, I have no out in life.
Right, I have no outro.
Oh my God. I have nowhere to go.
Oh, Billy.
Oh, that's amazing. Wow, we just figured out why he was upset. At Bloodsport it was Thursday night, Natty Neidhart looked fucking badass in her match. She even had like an extra little run-in with someone. Karrion Kross got JR Kratos to tap, and Pete Dunne had a match with Timothy Thatcher. Something I found interesting over the weekend, Lexus King, Brian Pillman Jr., said the best part and worst part about being in AEW is the amount of creative freedom that the wrestlers have. No shit.
You don't say.
I'm not sure if you noticed this, but Zoe Stark has been having some fun online, being like covering up everybody's pictures and stuff like that, being like Liv Morgan, her crotch or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yo, is she bringing back Right to Censor?
She's probably just trying to get herself over.
Oh, it would be fantastic. I know you have a little something here. Go ahead.
I saw this and I sent it to you real quick. So, you know, Roman Reigns went out. Like, apparently he was asked about Trump, and he basically waffled and said, well, you know, I mean, I definitely, you know, I have faith in our president, and I have faith in President Trump to do what he thinks is right. I don't agree with everything with what he says, but yeah, exactly. I'm going to jerk him off and toe the line here. And that's fine. Whatever. I don't give a shit about that. But Punk, and I don't have, I think he was on the Masked Man show is where it was, and was asked basically about if WWE is asking their talent to be outwardly political. So this is what Punk said. He said, I don't think the company wants us to be outwardly political. I don't think, and I do feel there's probably different rules for different people. I think it's pretty obvious what my politics are. I've never understood the Democratic or Republican glazing president. The president should just do his job. If you're wearing hats and shirts promoting the president and all that stuff, and we may have very much seen recently all these people who have voted against their best interests because they thought this president was just going to do bad, stupid shit to people they don't like. It's a strange, ugly world out there. The only thing I can do is be true to myself and implement and be a voice for myself and my family and my community and then the world. I don't know what people want from us as entertainers. I'm just supposed to quit my job because somebody on Twitter says WWE is a MAGA company? Okay, you're on Lord Elon Musk's fucking Twitter saying stupid shit. Shut the fuck up. What have you done? I've done a lot. I just don't broadcast it. I put my money where my mouth is, and the money I make goes to helping impoverished people. I don't need to write my name on a fucking GoFundMe to make me feel better about the shitty person I am. I will always move as myself. Sometimes I can crash like water, and sometimes it can be still. Fucking A.
Not even much you even got to say to that. I actually like that. 100%. I agree with him on the just fucking ugly world out there, and you just got to be true to yourself. Just take care of you, man.
Goddamn right. Stop wearing hats for presidents.
And stop, you know, stop giving star rankings to people that really don't deserve them, you know? Like, Will Ospreay doesn't
One thing
need...
at a time.
Yeah, Will Ospreay doesn't need 55 fucking 5-star matches, by the way.
8-star matches?
Jeez. He really has 55 now. I thought that was a good note to put in there.
So dumb.
It's unreal. That's what I like to call a segue. You're welcome. The new show coming out this year, or this summer, is WWE Unreal, where it peels back the curtain of how... it even shows how John Cena was fucking practicing his heel turn on Cody Rhodes. And I was like, nope. Look, I like when you show me behind the scenes of how WrestleMania was made. Cool. You don't need to show me how you guys are planning every little thing. That's too much for me.
You know what they should call it? Kayfabe, pal.
That's actually a great name. That'd be hysterical. Hey, one final note. I got to throw this out there before we just talk about Raw real quick. We, as U.S. fans, need to stop. We need to stop stealing things that we think we make cool because we can't, and we don't.
What? Oh, who did they do it with? Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee. No, Michael Cole.
Like the dirty Dom. Dirty Dom. Look, the Roman was okay, but it was also in their goddamn country, you motherfuckers.
You moron.
And we're stealing it, and you guys are making it horrible. Mm-hmm. Show it, Flair. Ponderosa. It was just horrible. I don't like it. You guys ruined that fucking chant.
For real.
No wonder we get laughed at. Okay. Not even in a match. Tommaso Ciampa busted his fucking face open and had to shave his beard. Did you see the fucking gash on his chin?
Yeah, it was pretty gross.
Yeah, I love the picture, though, is with him without his beard, and Johnny Gargano's looking at him, and he's like, ew.
Who the fuck are you?
Trent Beretta came back from injury, and he turned heel and has joined Rocky Romero with the Don Callis family, which is funny because it says joins DCF.
Should be DGAF.
Yeah, well, it's funny because DCF, I was like, I'm pretty sure that's something else. But that's what they label it as on a lot of the sites. In contract news, Rusev, who we did see return on Raw, Rusev Day is here again. He has a 2-year contract, and I think they said that Lana has a Legends contract signed. From what I'm seeing. So
yeah, they
we may
got
be seeing
remarried
her.
Apparently.
Yeah. Yep. Well, Vince isn't around anymore. They can be themselves.
She doesn't have to blow Lashley anymore.
The weirdest thing is that they were together in storyline as whatever, and then they got married, and he's like, "No, I was gonna have you fuck someone else one day. It was gonna be an all-out war, Foreign Fanatics 2021." It was weird. Anyway, both Tetsuya Naito and Bushi have left New Japan. My money says AEW. Shibata went there. Okada went there. I am putting money Tetsuya Naito shows up in AEW. And Bushi, it goes right with the rest of the mold of all the other flippy-dippy guys.
Pretty much. Cornette was talking about that the other day on one of the shows, basically about, how they'll just fucking sign anybody from New Japan because 5 people know who they are. There might be some headliners from back when ROH and New Japan were doing their crossover stuff, but a lot of them it's just the fucking what you would call the tape traders back in the day.
Yes,
know who these fucking people are. Naito, that's a slam dunk to AEW because one, he's not going to go to TNA, and I don't think WWE wants him, and I don't fucking blame him. Naito's old at this point. Yeah, exactly. He's old, and Bushi just isn't a draw. I mean,
no, it's not appealing. No, unless you're putting him in NXT and maybe having him work with like AAA and shit like that. But outside of that, no. I both guys are going to go to AEW. And you know what though? That's good because with TK's quick sniffs of the week, this dude signs Josh Alexander, has him show up in a tournament, the Owen Cup. And he loses in his very first match to Magnum Hangnail.
Bro, you go to AEW, you lose your first match.
That's
like a rule.
Ridiculous. He could have went to NXT and went undefeated the entire year, and I wouldn't have blinked. It's unbelievable. It's lost in his first fucking match, and then he joins the Don Callis family.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
Yep. That's where we're at.
Sniffs.
You guys just killed him. What could have been a fucking tag team title match that just ended in, regular fashion. Now they're turning into a triple threat ladder match this coming Saturday on SmackDown with Motor City Machine Guns, DIY, and the Profits.
Yeah, weird.
And Carmelo Hayes won the Andre the Giant Memorial No One Cares Battle Royal.
It's now okay. I mean, listen, they're trying.
Sure.
Let's see where it goes from here. First and foremost, the only thing that I want to say about this match was R-Truth with the apples.
The apple. Classic. That and the
National
crowd.
treasure.
And the crowd was pissed when Cross got eliminated, as he alluded to in his
promo.
Yeah. On Raw, Cena. I had 36 dates. I told you all that. Now it's down to 27. And those aren't matches. Those are appearances. And it's funny how long it took the crowd to let that sink in. And I was like, yeah, man, that's like 3 matches. What the fuck? Oh, shit. I like it. Taking the title home, you guys are going to have to start fresh. And the lineage, everything's coming with me. I love it. I think it's just so good. And it's funny because I'm like, is he going to ride off into retirement as a heel, or will he have like a one good guy, like someone turns on him at the last minute and like his last matches he's a good guy? I'm curious how that goes.
I think he has to end face.
I'm
all for sad endings. I love sad endings. It's John Cena. Ass to ass. But I think ultimately he's got to turn back face.
So a lot of people are kind of hating on the idea of Orton and Cena because Orton came in and gave him the RKO.
Makes perfect sense.
First of all, the RKO when Cena says shit right into the mic, I thought was
so great. So great.
It makes sense also because it's in St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be a huge pop. Cena's already getting booed to shreds. It's going to be the most over Randy will ever have been probably in most arenas. I mean, like he's already over in a lot of places, but still this is...
And hasn't one of their big matches been at Backlash?
They've probably had 3 matches at a Backlash by now.
Okay.
They have like 40 fucking matches with each other. But being that it's his retirement tour, I don't want to see him facing Carmelo Hayes. I don't want to see him facing Karrion Kross. It does nothing for anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'd actually rather him reignite some old feuds. I want to see him face Punk at some point.
AJ.
Maybe Roman, whatever. AJ, exactly. So
I think
who knows where it's
AJ,
gonna go.
I think minus the title win, I think his win against AJ at SummerSlam was his last win. They said it was 7 years since his last singles win.
Yeah, but that feud was 2016.
All right, never mind then.
Who knows?
We just do a wrestling show.
Yeah, but it's a lot to remember. Liv and Raquel won the titles back, so things didn't make sense. But it was only for Becky to turn heel.
Yeah, saw that coming a mile away. You know what the
100%.
scuttlebutt is?
Dangerous Alliance.
Uh-huh.
That's internet talk. Everybody's using
I
the
hope
word
so.
Dangerous Alliance. It's not going to... We thought there was going to be a Dangerous Alliance like 7 times now.
Okay,
Sorry to say
I'm
this.
not saying it's going to be the Dangerous Alliance. That might be a new name, but it's still the husband and wife thing,
WWE probably wouldn't put them together because they're
The
that
first
dumb.
Paul
It makes
Heyman
sense, but it
girl.
wouldn't happen. Well, that's not a bad idea.
It is.
Io Sky and Stephanie Vaquer, good match. I like that. Getting Roxanne Perez, Giulia out there, Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley going, don't fuck with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
She actually says, don't fuck with my friends with that giant black eye. I think it's awesome getting all of them exposure on TV because this is your women division within about the next year or so.
It was great. It's like who thought it was a good idea for Io Sky and Stephanie Vaquer to talk to each other on a live mic? I have much respect.
Rhea Ripley. Yeah.
Just stop there.
Well, Rusev looked fucking
Bianca
thin.
Belair.
Yeah, that was the other one. Bianca Belair. That was a good one. Rusev looked good. It's good to see him come back. It was funny because I was like in the middle of a tag match, and I was
it
like,
was weird.
For a second I was like, Jeff Cobb. I was like, is someone coming with him? I was hoping, but man, he crushed all of American Alpha, and I loved it. It was good to see him back. Like I said, he looks good, and it's just he's had a lot of rest.
Mm-hmm. Rusev Day chance too.
Yep. The longest fucking Yeet session I've ever seen in my fucking life. It was bullshit. And
it was terrible.
It was the biggest missed opportunity you ever could have had. Your world title picture could have been done and set in 4 seconds, and the crowd would have loved it because of the entire Bloodline storyline with Sammy and Jay. Sammy's jealousy that he's never been the world champion. When he was looking up at Jay at the corner, I go, do it. Take him out right here. That's your world title match at Backlash, and it is going to be fucking good.
I think they're teasing it because that was the promo, because Sammy did stick it in there that, well, I never got it, but you got it and you deserve it. I think it would have been more impactful if they just did it here rather than wait and tease it. If they do it.
I'm saying just did it. They should just did it right there. It would have been great for that crowd. Gunther comes out, gets in Michael Cole's face, and Pat McAfee's, hey, I get it, man. The guy lost his title, and you guys are dancing around, throwing your hands in the air, yeeting in your pants. I get it. And when he goes to take Michael Cole's headset off, he rips his fucking glasses off, too. And I was like, well, those are gone. Because you see Michael Cole look going, fuck, those are a good pair. And grabs him, starts choking him, and I go, oh, it's the Brock Lesnar thing. He's just going to get suspended for the next couple of weeks, right? Like the day after Raw, he loses, he chokes out. I think Michael Cole got an F5, and then Lesnar was suspended for weeks. I thought that's what they were going to do with this.
They might.
Until McAfee then hit him. Now all of a sudden I want a Pat McAfee Gunther match. And when he started choking him out, I thought those were fans that were trying to jump in the ring. Or jump in the area.
It's McAfee's entourage.
And the only reason I know it's his entourage is that you were able to
game.
fucking... Yeah, that's the only reason I know those twat bastards. They go, oh, that's the fucking douche in my game. That Ron Jeremy looking like a motherfucker. Yeah. 100%. That's really, yeah. Oh, it was horrible. But then I like that Michael Cole, he's like, my nose is broken. And he's like, you don't have to go out there. And he goes, this is the Monday after Raw. Or the Monday after Mania Raw.
After Mania,
I'm going out there.
No, that was cool. And getting Michael Cole over, because as much shit as we've given him over the years, it's cool that he's finally in a place where he's like, all right, respect. My favorite part, though, was fucking Pierce is like, they're walking McAfee into the trainer's room. He's like, get him some water. Bitch, he had a bottle of water in his hand. He was just drinking it.
The overabundance of coughing and throwing up was a bit much for me. I was like, yo, it'd have been better if you were just dead looking and they carried you out on a stretcher.
Exactly, yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
JD McDonough and his giant head returned. I thought if he came back at some point, it would have been a really good pop, but it was in the mix of a fucking match where the crowd wanted Dom to win so bad that they were like, thank you, JD, and Dom wins, yay!
I mean, I was happy to see him. I was too. For it. I was happy to see him.
I thought they were going to take out Finn.
So did I.
We got time, obviously. They still haven't done it, so obviously we have time. And he got another big pop there, Dom. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And look, we already have talked about this. So Braun Breaker and Rollins are now your Heyman guys, right? They're the guys that stand tall over Reigns and Punk at the end of Raw. I would have loved if it was just one extra tiny swerve and Breaker took out Rollins. Because right now, what it's going to be for the next year is going to be him being the Batista to Triple H. Seth Rollins is going to be your main guy. Because what do you say? This is your greatest champion wrestler, blah, blah, blah. Whatever Heyman said about him right there.
And we're going to hear that. Wrestler in the world.
Yep.
In the business.
We're going to hear that weekly. How can Breaker go for the fucking world title if the number one world wrestler is Seth Rollins? So now he's going to suck the dick of Lispy Tyler.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Heyman as Breaker's mouthpiece is fucking gold. Gold, Jerry.
Oh, absolutely.
Gold. I would love to see that all day. Throwing Rollins into the mix, you're right, because it's going to be the tease of Breaker taking over, and that's going to take, I'd say, at least 6 months before they pay that off.
Won't even be till fucking Royal Rumble, minimum.
Yeah. There you go.
Not the way I would have gone. I would have put Breaker right after Jey Uso right now. If you weren't doing it with Sammy, then fucking do it with Breaker.
That's
Someone
what I
has
thought.
to go
And they've
after
got
him.
history. They've got history.
Yes. Just can't write it the way we do on 2K. All right, hey, before we get to bring it to the table, I got to say, just a note from Buster. This isn't like a, hey, you guys missed this. This is a, hey, in case you guys want to watch this Dark Side of the Ring, you really need to. Do you know why Tony Atlas was not the very first black world champion?
He wouldn't blow Pat Patterson?
Kept touching my pecker. No. He gave up the chance to be in the first black champ because he had a fetish he couldn't give up. Women walking on his face.
What the fuck?
Watch Dark Side of the Ring, Tony Atlas. Once he told me to watch this, I was like, what? And I did, and I was like, that was the best part of my day.
I like it when they stepping on my pecker.
But then Patterson keeps coming in. All right, let's go to the table.
Just bring it, bitch! Oh my God!
Not much to really say other than in a couple of weeks, man, you're going to be flying solo for maybe a show or two because I'm driving this RV back to New York, man. So we're going to have more close shows soon. Hopefully, a little more face-to-face ones, getting wheezy. Not Whiskey
Sweet.
Man involved because I don't feel like committing a homicide on the air yelling at someone.
No, he's not invited. He's not invited.
So that's what I got, man. We're going to be coming back home to New York real soon, man. Done traveling. What you got?
Woohoo! Can't wait. I'm kind of jumping ahead to the wars here. I saw something, and it started making me think about David Arquette because he did something 25 years ago today, and it made me think of his best role ever. Because David Arquette's best role ever was in Airheads.
Oh my God, he was! Holy shit! Where are you going, you little butt nut?
Butt nut. And here's the best thing.
Oh my God, you're right.
Next week's topic,
Airheads,
is the watch and the watch along.
Oh my God, holy shit, that just worked out well.
How did that fucking work, right?
Oh man, beautiful.
Next week, it's all about David Arquette, so feel free to skip the episode.
Something you never thought you'd say. I thought you were going to say his best work was the
he's streaking like it's Chariots of Fire when he escapes, and then he wants to get back in.
Come on, Rex, let me back in, man. You blew your chance, man. Get out of here. Come on, Rex. Playing the Game Boy with the big-ass fucking magnifying glass. When you said best role, I thought you were going to say all of his commercials when he did those 10-10-220 commercials. I thought those were good stuff. Well, let's go to the wars. See if there's anything about David Arquette this week.
Monday Night Wars!
Coming! Awesome! Rip the door off the cage! Referee down to count 1, Canyon! Canyon's in! He's trying to stop the count. 3! He got the 3 count! He got the 3 count! He got the 3 count! And we've got a new World Heavyweight Champion! Canyon came in! Canyon pulled off! Mike Awesome! And the arm went down for 3! Scott Hudson! Can you believe it? The three-time champion! Positively Diamond Dallas Page!
It's just one of them days where I didn't watch the wars. Just one of those days.
Did you not watch the wars?
WrestleMania to watch this week. I honestly couldn't. Honestly,
I fucking got it in.
Man, I wish I could say those exact words in so many ways.
You want to laugh? Here's my unofficial bring it to the table. Fucking Vinny had a game yesterday, right? And it's at his high school. And it's like a fucking quarter-mile walk from the parking lot to where the field is. So we got this wagon, and we throw the chairs in. We got a waterproof blanket because it rains, this time of year. Well, yesterday was one of those days where it rained.
It's one of those days. Sorry.
So I bring the cart, and I got Jackie's umbrella. I've got our chairs. I got the waterproof blanket, and so she had her purse in the cart with the waterproof blanket over it, so it wouldn't get wet. And I'm sitting there, and I do have my coat that's like waterproof, but like it was raining so much that it was pooling up in my the folds of my jacket. The game got stopped like twice to let the rain pass. It's like at halfway, I'm like, I'm gonna run to the car and throw all this shit in there in the trunk, and we're just gonna stand, so we're not sitting in wet chairs at this point. Because at that point, you're sitting in a wet chair.
You guys are so much better than my dad. I ain't sitting in this shit. I'm gonna go in the car.
I know,
let me know
right?
When the game's over.
Well, I did pull it. I did pull it that yesterday. I ended up leaving fucking before the game was over because they took another break. I get to the car though to drop all that shit off. You know what I saw in the back of my trunk? A fucking umbrella.
It's just one of those days. And you still watch the wars. Well, tell me what happened. I've watched them all except this one. I'll catch up.
Well, there you go. We'll go with April 24th, 2000, Raw. It's the go-home show for Backlash. We open up with Kurt Angle versus Rikishi Fatu. We're in Raleigh, North Carolina. Angle's going to be facing Big Show at Backlash. And he says, Show is a big ass, and I don't care or like big asses. And speaking of, I'm facing Rikishi tonight. JR gives a shout-out to X-Pac. He says, just sending our condolences for a loss in the family. That's all they say. I did a cursory Google search. I didn't come up with anything. Other than in the 2000s, he was engaged to China.
Yeah.
And that's when they filmed their infamous video, which I didn't realize X-Pac won an award for.
Yep. There's a lot to unpack there in the last 10 seconds of what you just said.
Xavier Woods ain't got an award, I'll tell you that much.
One night in China.
Yeah.
They could have had just turned the page.
57th Boom! Dick in China. Angle dodges Rikishi, who runs into the ref, and Rikishi gets DQ'd because of it. Show comes in, sidewalk slam to Angle. Rikishi gets the stink face. Rikishi and Big Show face off. Show takes out the glasses like he wants to do a dance party. Rikishi says nah, takes the glasses, solo dance party. The DX Express shows up in the lot, but it's not the same luxury liner that it was before. No, this looks like something out from a 1970s minor league hockey team. It looks like the bus from Slapshot.
Horrible movie.
Best sports movie ever. Next to Major League. Next, we see Trish Stratus in bra and panties, cutting a promo on Bubba and how tables get her hot and bothered, and starts describing the different types of tables. But one thing is in common, they have to be hard. Euphemisms.
I like
Triple H.
lunch table. I like a picnic table. I don't know if that... never mind. I didn't watch.
Never mind.
I'm just guessing.
Yeah, never mind.
This is better. It's like you telling me a story. What else happened?
Triple H, Stephanie, and Shane head to the ring. Shane says Vinnie Mac's going to be there soon. And he apologizes to Triple H for last week. Says, Triple H, you're the best brother-in-law ever. And they hug and they fake cry. Stephanie apologizes to the fans for hurting their feelings. She says, I'm a deeply caring soul. She starts fake crying for being called a slut. And then Triple H apologizes to the fans for being unfair in his business decisions. And he's cut off by Jericho's music. He wants a rematch for the title tonight. I saw a sign at this point. Mama seat on me.
Good one.
Triple H says Steph is like a little flower. And Jericho says she probably lost her flower a long time ago. How else do you think she became a filthy, dirty, disgusting
Sorry, I had to. I cut you off. I'm sorry.
Didn't we just talk about this?
We did. We had a whole conversation. We'll get about
Jericho says, how else do you think she became a filthy, dirty, disgusting, skanky, brutal, bottom-feeding trash bag hoe in the first place? Shane says, well, how about me and Triple H versus you and The Rock? Stephanie starts taunting Jericho with the title. From inside the ring, Jericho grabs it, hits Triple H with it. We see Eddie and Chyna in the locker room. Chyna's getting dressed behind, the silk screen curtain. Mm-hmm. Eddie has a green coat with a tuck shirt on, and Chyna says, you look like a Gumby reject. They're trying on outfits for Eddie's prom. It took me a second to realize this, but it's because he got his GED. Apparently, you get to go to prom if it's your GED. So
did he get the GED on SmackDown or was it on Raw?
No, he probably got it on SmackDown because last Raw he was studying for it.
That's what it was. Okay, 'cause I remembered that. Okay.
Yep, and they bring it up later that it's actually going to be it's the same night as Backlash, which Eddie has a match on, so it's probably going to take place on Heat, where I a gambling man. During the break, Jericho gets jumped by Benoit. They're facing each other at Backlash for the IC title. Next, you get Road Dogg versus Benoit. Edge and Christian come to commentary. Christian causes a distraction. Edge hits a spear to Road Dogg. Benoit wins. Beat down post-match. Tori tries to stop him, and Christian hits a death drop on her. Attitude error.
Yeah, I was just going to say, yep.
Kurt Angle goes to see the APA. He wants them to go after the Big Show. Bradshaw says, we don't beat people up for money. We protect people for money. And Angle says, well, maybe if you cut down on the vices, you could afford a better-looking place. Come back from break, and it's Boss Man and Buchanan with Stephanie, and Angle comes storming through, and Stephanie stops him and asks what's up, and he says, hey Boss Man, Buchanan, you don't like Big Show, right? Boss Man's like, yeah, man, I was at his dad's funeral, and I wrecked that whole fucker up. And Kurt Angle's reaction is priceless, because he just looks at him like, all right, that's a little weird, but okay. So Stephanie says, well, how about a handicap match? Boss Man and Buchanan versus and Kurt Angle. I don't even fucking know. Big Show. Boss Man and Buchanan versus Big Show. And Stephanie's flirting with Kurt, so they're keeping that going. Next, you get Hardys versus the Hollies. Hollies win in about a minute. The Hardys drag Crash back to the ring. Saturn comes to the ring. Taz comes to the ring. Then Hardcore comes back. Matt Hardy ends up winning the Hardcore title.
So first singles title for either of the Hardys. Nice.
There you go. Chyna and Eddie are in the dressing room again. Chyna's in front of the mirror. This time Eddie's behind the shade. Chyna doesn't like Eddie's outfit. Eddie says, well, I love yours. That's the one. And Chyna's like, all right, I'm going to try on another dress. Trish Stratus is back with another smattering, and this time she's rubbing it down with pledge. Not a euphemism. Oddly enough.
I'm like, I've tried it. It's a good smell.
Yeah, it is good, so you got to get the lemon one. Show versus Buchanan and Bossman, and another handicap match, because Attitude Era. Show sets up a double choke slam. Angle comes in and low blows Big Show. APA make the save. We see Vince arriving to the arena in his limo, and Stratus is with tables again. Vince comes to the ring, brings up the actions of his family last week, says they're irreprehensible. The only level-headed member of this family is me. Triple H, don't ever touch my wife again. And you're going to need a different tag partner, because Shane's been assigned new duties. And if you can't find a partner, this is going to be a handicap match. Vince is trying to convince Rock that Austin isn't going to help him. Shows footage of a year ago when Austin ran over the Rock's new Lincoln Continental with the monster truck. Remember that? He brings up the car that hit Austin was Rock's rent-a-car. But, apparently Rock had an airtight alibi, so I'm just going to leave you with something that Stone Cold would say, and that is DTA. It's
a good motto.
It is. Live by it. Not a joke. And is a sponsor. Eddie and Chyna seem to be finally dressed, and Chyna says, hey, you actually have a match right now, so they scurry behind the curtain and start undressing. And Eddie says, forget the match, let's stay here.
This is my favorite version of Eddie. Or, well, this is when you first begin
to
see
hammed him up.
How funny he can become. That's actually what I mean.
Yeah, they hammed him up a lot pretty quickly. Next, you get Al Snow and Godfather versus Blackman and D'Lo, and you may say, what is this, wife swap Monday? No. Head Cheese broke up on Heat, and D'Lo and Godfather broke up on SmackDown. Heed is in a pimp hat and sunglasses with a cigar stuck in its mouth. D'Lo and Blackman win, and Godfather beats Snow down post-match. Stratus on tables with titties. Then you get Eddie with Chyna versus Velvetus. That's a missed episode name.
Stratus on table with titties.
With titties. If we used milkers, we could probably get away with it. Next, you get Eddie with Chyna versus Val Venus. Eddie's going to be facing S.A. Rios at Backlash, which is the same night Eddie's going to prom. S.A. and Lita come to the ring. Chyna takes them both out, but Lita takes out Chyna with a splash. Val Venus wins. S.A. and Lita jump Eddie post-match. Next, you get the Dudleys versus Edge and Christian. T and A come out with a table with Trish laying across it. Bubba Caesar gets distracted, and Edge gets the pin. Next is the main event. It's Jericho and Rock versus Triple H and ? It's Benoit. And then he announces a special ref, which is Shane. And then he announces his corner man for tonight and for Backlash, which is Vince. Rock ends up cracking Shane. Vince low blows the Rock. Triple H is the pedigree for the pin. And that's Raw.
Normal Monday night.
Yeah, it's a go-home show.
Just how I envisioned
Gotta set it up, I guess.
After these messages,
we'll be right back.
Toots is the driving cat, the cat who could drive a car. He drives around all over the town. Toots is the driving cat.
Toots is the cat who could drive a car.
Honey, you won't believe it. Toonces can drive a car.
Toonces are a cat?
Yeah, come on, I'll show you.
What a perfect day for a drive.
Isn't that pretty?
It's a fantastic day.
Yeah.
See, I told you he could drive.
Toonces, look out! I thought you said he could drive.
Well, I thought he could. I saw him up there fooling around with the steering wheel, and I guess I just assumed he could drive.
It's okay, honey. Anybody would think that.
Hey, look! He's driving away!
I guess he can drive.
Yeah, just not very well.
He drives around all over the town. Toots is the driving cat.
Next on Toonses, the cat who could drive a car. The driving test.
Do you think Toonses will pass his driving test?
I don't know, that written part is pretty hard. And he can't even read.
Maybe he'll make up for it on the driving part.
Damn, I wish I could help him.
All right, sir, if you'll just go ahead and pull out into traffic.
Look out!
Toots is the driving. How does he reach the pedals?
Hashtag not a sponsor. And for Nitro, we're in Rochester, New York. I was trying to figure out the timing. I gotta say, for Nitro in the year 2000, Rochester got a decent show. Just because of the craziness that ensued tonight. It wasn't the show that I thought they would have gotten, but we'll get there. They missed the most epic world title win by a day or two.
Good news.
'Cause I don't know if they recorded on Tuesday.
The good news, I actually watched this one back in the day. I remembered it. Because I wasn't able to go, so I was like, well, I guess I might as well see what's going on in my home fucking town.
Oh, there you go.
A lot of people went to it like that I knew.
All right.
So I was like, well, I at least got to know what they're all happy about in the morning.
I was hoping I could catch a picture of that boy just for the fucking picture alone, but
I don't think he went to... I don't think he ever went to...
He doesn't seem like a WCW guy.
No, they didn't have... They weren't serving donuts there, I don't think.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, he would have brought some with him. Vampiro and Sting are brawling backstage to open the show, and then we open up with Terry Funk versus Bam Bam for the hardcore title. The Cat runs in, immediately is taken out, but he ends up heel kicking Bam Bam to let Funk retain, and then Cat dances. Hooray. We get a replay of after the cameras went. I guess not a replay. We get footage of what happened after Nitro went off the air last week with Brett with the chair. He ends up hitting a heat shot to Hogan. Kidman comes to the ring with Tori. His ribs are taped up from Hogan almost killing him last week. Calls out Hogan. Shitty promo, as expected. Bischoff, Kimberly, and Jeff Jarrett see what's happening in the back. Bischoff's like, what the fuck is he doing? Then we get Norman Smiley with Russo. Smiley wants a shot at Funk for the hardcore title. Russo says, well, find a partner and you can face Funk at Slamboree for the title. Even playing field. Sure. Bischoff, Kimberly, and Jeff Jarrett head to the ring. Kimberly has some papers in her hand. And we get a shot of David Arquette in the front row. Yes, David Arquette was in the front row at a Nitro in Rochester.
It's not even a pay-per-view!
Exactly.
It worked.
Jarrett calls out DDP. Bischoff calls him out. DDP comes to the ring. DDP asks Kimberly, what are you doing with these two jagoffs? Kimberly calls the fans marks.
Wow.
And she wants a divorce. DDP calls her a super bitch. And DDP says, I'll sign him right after I shove him down Bischoff's throat. Jarrett hits DDP with the guitar. And then Arquette runs in the ring, starts beating down Bischoff. Jarrett goes after Arquette. Canyon makes the save. Bischoff calls out Arquette, wants a match. Arquette says, I'm going to 1-800 kick your butt.
So that's what it was. It wasn't 10-10-220. It was 1-800, probably 1-800 collect or whatever it was that he... Yeah.
Collect. Yep, exactly. And he says, if I beat you tonight, then DDP gets a title shot in the cage tonight. And I think what did this for this promo was it made me think of Airheads. It made me think of that character. I'm like, that's your best role because that's what you are. Just the spaz. That's okay in short doses. throughout the movie.
I was going to say, he did that in Ready to Rumble, but and so you said short doses.
Short doses. And over the top. It was funnier over the top. Chronic's with Russo. They're threatening him. They want their title shot. And Russo says, okay, but first, we go to break. Chris Candido and Tammy versus the Artist and Paisley in a mixed tag team match. Flair. Tammy has the Flair style robe on, cuts a promo. She definitely sounds like the pills and the booze are starting to creep in.
Oh, I'm sure. This is 2000?
Definitely.
Oh, yeah, they're there.
Yeah. Yeah, we're there.
She's not.
She calls out
we're
Paisley.
There.
Yeah, well, she's not, but
not
yeah. This was never there. This match was an excuse to get shots at Tammy's ass. That's really all this was. Tammy gets the pin. Sting comes to the ring, takes out Candido, cuts a promo on Vampiro, and he wants a first blood match tonight.
It's funny, if you watch...
Now, you might think that...
I just want to say, if you watch any video of Tammy, not currently, because...
Make it this way.
No, but anything from, let's say, 2000... we'll say 15 on, like, she does a couple shoot interviews where, like, she even lists all the guys that she's fucked. No, what I'm trying to say is, her eyes can't stop twitching. Like, she just keeps blinking all the time, and it's like, yeah, she's... Probably while she was having trouble driving. Her eyes were blinking too much. She wasn't able to see where she was going.
Yeah.
And the booze.
Next, you get Team Package versus Chronic. Miss Hancock comes to the ring. That's the last you see of her. Then Buff comes down with a bat. Liz grabs the bat. Buff takes a bump to the floor. Shane Douglas comes in from the other side, hits Flair with the bat. Chronic double choke slam Flair for the win. And then Chronic take out Buff and Shane Douglas afterwards. Okay. Neat. Next, you get a promo. It's Gene with Vampiro. The only reason I'm bringing it up is because Vampiro's shirt says pain in all capital letters.
Yeah.
But the dot over the I is a Pepsi logo.
Oh. Because I'm wondering if at that time, because they have some pictures of them back in the day, that station, or that show, it could be. I'm not sure if they had it with the logo over it like that or not.
I mean, I saw
solid black pain, or solid black, white pain.
Yep, and then the dot over the I was a Pepsi logo.
Interesting. I'll have to find out.
So, I mean, did Punk get his inspiration from that, or is it just because he's the voice of a new generation?
I think they just both really like Pepsi products.
Punk doesn't drink pop. He's that straight edge. That's not a joke.
He takes Ambien to go to sleep, okay, motherfucker, and that's a drug. Sorry, that's my Jeff Hardy impression.
He was shit-faced when he said that anyway. All right, Bischoff's with Kidman. He's like, I'm just pissed that you made a match with Hogan without consulting me first. We go to break, come back, Gene's with Kidman and crew. Mike Awesome's with them. He's the protection. And Hogan needs to find a partner. And Bischoff is going to be the ref for the Kidman-Hogan match at Slamboree. So, here's the best. Mike Awesome and Kidman versus Hogan and... New blood jump starts before the partner's even there. Hogan eats a heat shot, gets color. Still no partner. Awesome gets a table, puts Hogan through it. After that, we see Nash showing up backstage. Kidman splashes Hogan through another table and then pins him. Then Nash comes to the ring. And then Tori low blows him. Phrasing. Next, you get Eric Bischoff versus David Arquette in Rochester, New York in the year 2000. The best part of this fucking match is David Arquette does the worm. And I don't mean he just does the worm. He did the Scotty 2 Hottie 1 foot hop airplane worm with the chops, and the crowd did the fucking chant with him. Did nobody think to tell him that's probably not a good idea? Why are you selling what the guy on the other show does?
I saw it on Raw one time, man. It's cool.
We get a ref bump. Jarrett takes out DDP with the title. Jarrett has the guitar, but Arquette ducks. Bischoff eats the guitar shot. Canyon cuts off Jeff Jarrett. Arquette gets the pin. And then the lights just randomly go out because Sting's in the rafters. We cut backstage. Arquette and Canyon are celebrating with a blonde in a bikini that has a microphone like she's an announcer, but it's just some random blonde chick in a bikini. And they're shooting champagne everywhere. Not a euphemism. Steiner comes out, calls out Booker T. Booker interrupts. And he says, last week was business. If we can't get along, we can just get it on. And he tells Scott Steiner's hoochies, once you go black. Steiner jumps Booker, says, get up, boy. Phrasing. And they brawl to the break. Next, you get Chronic versus Shane Douglas and Buff for the tag titles. Russo's on commentary. Russo hits Adams with the bat. Clark sets up the meltdown on Russo, but then Douglas makes the save with the bat. Hooray. Tank Abbott's still on TV for some reason. Calls out Goldberg again. Calls him Bill Ghostberg. Sick burn. He says, I'm going to put somebody else out, and it's Bob Ryder from WCW.com. Then Jeremy Borash from WCW.com. Wow. Then Billy Blanks from WCW.com. Jeremy Borash, right?
Right.
Yeah. That's a name you didn't expect to hear.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And Billy
Deep cut
Blanks,
right there.
the Tebow dude? Or Tybo?
No, Billy Banks.
Oh.
Dick nuts.
Well, I don't know. Next,
You get Diamond Dallas Page versus Jeff Jarrett with Russo for the world title in a cage match. Towards the end of the match, Mike Awesome comes out. He rips the door off the cage like Kane. And he tries to break up the 3 count after a diamond cutter, but Cannon's right behind him. It was a sloppy breakup from the hard cam position. When they showed it on the replay, it looked a little bit better. But DDP gets a 3 count and wins the world title in Rochester, New York in the year 2000. So in the year of 2000, speaking of, the world title has gone from Bret Hart to vacant to Chris Benoit to vacant to Sid to vacant to Sid to vacant to Jeff Jarrett to DDP.
And I knew the next champ.
We sure do. We sure do. But here's the thing. Why would you make that the main event? Let's have Sting versus Vampiro in the main event in a first blood match.
It's true.
There's 3.5 minutes left on the show.
It's my favorite first blood match ever. Someone just shoot him.
Vampiro ends up on the floor with Sting in the middle of the ring. Sting's taunting him to come back in, and Vampiro does like the throat slit thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the Undertaker kind of thing. And then we get it. It happens for the first time, and not the last time.
Oh, man. Can I guess?
Go ahead.
Is it the blood fall from the ceiling?
The blood falling from the ceiling.
Oh, my God. It was in Rochester. It was the first one. Yo, I missed David Arquette's first match and the first blood fall for WCW.
Yep. Oh. And here's the thing. This time it actually connected.
Okay. It's so funny. I had to ask at the same time because that's the funniest shit. Because I know that the one with Nash coming up, it's like Nash, behind him, and he has to walk backwards with shame. Like, God damn it!
He just looks at it. I think he even calls it out on the promo. He's like, "You guys are fucking clowns." Shivani calls it a red liquid.
Jesus, that's like when Michael Cole kept calling the Jack in the Box a box-like substance.
That sounds like a Vince line. The New Blood come to the ring. They hook Sting up to the rope that he rappels down to, and they lift him up like 3 feet off the ground. And that's how we go off the air.
You blood in, you blood out.
Ew.
Well, we have a series of things that we're going to really need to address in the next topic, so let's hit it.
The Top of Wrestling proudly presents to you a Big 4 production, non-wrestling. The following has absolutely nothing to do with wrestling. Just 2 sick, demented fucks talking about whatever the hell they feel like. If you get easily offended, we appreciate you listening this far, and we'll catch you later. Now bring on the dick jokes.
going to get to our technical fun shit that we've gone through. I think we almost kind of owe it to people at this point. It's something we should discuss. But one thing I have to say is I was watching the levels and I go, man, why is it so loud? And I go, it's like 75 degrees here in California. The air kicked on. And so I apologize for. So during Raw, if you guys are hearing, because I noticed the levels and it has like one little boop, so it was like, so. Hey, it's Top Topic. This is non-wrestling, and I feel like this is at least the best. And we have a non-wrestling bumper, which I'm excited we get to use. You remember? Because
if we actually use it, yeah.
Yeah, one of us should. Kayfabe pal, don't know the commercial. I got to say this, though, is that you guys may have noticed over the last probably, 5-6 weeks-ish, we both got new equipment type stuff, like he got a new computer, my new mic, and audio setup. Somehow everything got delayed and it won't line up. And we do, if you guys have ever been curious, when you hear in the beginning of our show and it's 3, 2, 1, clap, it's because we do it to line up tracks. It's a little behind the scenes there for you. Oh, it's a top of wrestling, unreal. But we did this motherfucking shit for 5 years without one issue. And I said to you, I'm like, okay, yeah, sometimes there's like, did you realize that there is a complete 30-second blank in the middle of there?
Hey,
no,
you
didn't catch it.
You did. That was great. You also did one while you were driving down the road. Like, to me, that's pretty badass.
Oh, that was recording.
Yeah.
That was recording. I'm talking about the editing, though. You put the tracks together, you put them in the system, done.
In the system.
And they line up once you hit the clap, right? And it's a conversation there in front of you. Should be.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow they kept getting off track. And I don't know, it was like what the exact terminology was for it. And we've worked at this every week, and it's a motherfucker. And so editing takes like quadruple the time it used to. And it's funny because I used to do this thing. I'm not necessarily saying blacked out drunk, but like I didn't have to pay attention doing this thing. Do you know what I mean? Like I could have something on the background, and I'm like, and filler, there's bring it to the table, and there's the wars, render, done, okay, done. Give to Joe. And so I don't know, man. We just haven't fucking figured it out. And I know you said you don't want to uninstall everything, but I think we need to uninstall everything.
Yeah, I give it a shot.
What kind of processor do you have? Like, here's an example. Here's a great example. You have a ticker.
How the fuck are you going to ask me a question and then cut me off?
Hang on. We'll get back to hang on, because I want to give an example of something to everybody right now. You have the number going at the bottom, right?
Uh-huh.
Go ahead and tell me what you're at right now.
My actual rate, or like the length of time on the track?
Length of time on the track right now, recording.
We are at 30 minutes and 32, 33, 34.
I'm about 4 or 5 seconds behind you already. And the longer our recording goes and the longer the track goes, for some reason that's what happens. So mine is slow in time or yours is fast in time? I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
So what kind of computer do you have? That's what I was trying to ask. But,
Thanks, buddy. I have a custom-built PC I built myself. I bought all the parts and put it together.
So that's the fucking problem.
No, because I used to work as a PC tech. I've built plenty of computers for people before, so no, I know what I'm doing. I'm fine. You asked what kind of CPU I have. I have a Ryzen 5 7600 with integrated graphics, but I don't use that because I have a graphics card. I use that instead.
You know what I just heard?
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, because I don't know what any of that means.
Exactly. Well, I do.
Well, I don't know, man.
Jerk off!
Cable guy?
Yes.
Maybe I shouldn't have come here at all.
Jerk off! Oh, one of my favorites. I love it. You know what? I got to tell you a quick story about Wheezy.
The password.
Yeah, Wheezy. Wheezy just drinking with Wheezy is a journey sometimes, especially if you don't know him, because he'll just start saying weird shit. One of the things that we love to do is
Have we not drank
parodies.
together for a while?
Oh, listen, I know. Parody music. Like, he loves parodies, right? And we all love parodies to some extent. But a lot of them are like homemade parodies or, cultural parodies, right?
Wait, question.
And one of his
do you mean like looking him up, or do you mean like if he's like
he just
singing a
says
song, he's doing his own version to it?
He's doing his own version.
Oh my God, that is me every fucking day.
I know.
I can't wait to hear this.
So dig this. You know the song "Sail" by AWOL Nation? Sail.
Yes.
Blame it on my ADD, baby.
Okay.
You know what song I'm talking about, right? So Wheezy goes, blame it on my HIV, baby. and I was like, well, it's perfect because instead of sail, it's just AIDS. AIDS.
That's wrong on so many fucking levels and also amazing.
Full blown AIDS.
I was like, what are you, Seth MacFarlane over here making songs about AIDS? No, dude, that's like everything I do, man. I can't not
AIDS.
Like... It's like the only thing I do nowadays. Oh my God.
And the other thing was he started doing the.
We only serve AIDS burgers here. Ever seen that scene?
No. I got a buddy who used to bartend. And he made a drink called AIDS and Razor Blades.
Ew.
Needless to say, you forgot the evening and hated yourself. So Wheezy's new thing. He's quoting the scene from Old School. He's like, we had a lovely dinner at Olive Garden, which was nice. And every time he says that, I could think of his Eddie. All I could think about was her panties.
I can't not see that scene or even talk about it anymore without that. And then maybe they're blue. It was so fucking
maybe
good.
something really cool I never heard of, you know?
But I think you did it as Eddie, but you go, me and Chavo? You said Chavo. It was fucking... It's still one of the best ones.
That's
and I know we
fun.
talked about it not too long ago. I do miss doing the old fucking impersonations. That shit was hysterical. But we were running out of who to do.
It was kind of hard. It was there were some that were stretches. There was the one that I did back to school as Arn Anderson. Like, I don't know how to do Arn Anderson.
That was Arn.
Is he right? It was like Stone Cold, pretty much.
Oh, that's what I do. Man, I actually had something. I'm just gonna follow up with that.
I know. I had to get it in there while I could. It's the actual only one note that I took.
Hey, well, that's at least you had notes. I came in blind today for the top topic.
There you go. You know what I just started watching? Nothing that you told me to.
I swear to God. I swear to God, I've asked you for one thing. I don't even ask you to watch a show. I haven't even asked you to watch like a season of something. I asked you to watch one goddamn movie.
What movie?
The Hateful fucking Eight. It's a Quentin Tarantino movie. Kurt Russell, Samuel L. Jackson.
I'm old,
Jennifer
bro.
Jason Leigh, Mike Madsen,
Your mom.
Tim Roth. Fuck, dude, what else you need?
Nothing, I guess. I have no excuse. I'm not denying that.
God damn, they've probably taken it off platforms by now. It's expired.
At this point, it's almost more fun. Actually, I have that one on DVD. It'd be...
Well, now I have a lot of questions.
At this point, it's more fun not to watch it just to piss you off.
Yo, that reminds me of an Office joke. Have you ever read blah, blah, blah? Yeah, I have it. I haven't read it. Like, it's like the same exact thing. You're like, Hateful Eight? Yeah, got it. Haven't watched it.
I haven't watched it.
Heard of it.
Came out like 10 years ago.
It's quite possibly more.
I only have it on DVD because Blu-ray wasn't out yet.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So what have you just started watching?
Twin Peaks.
He went back to a fucking show that was in 1999.
91. Read a fucking book.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, here's the best thing, though.
Right.
The only reason that I bring it up is I do want to do it as a movie/show of the week. At one point,
not until you watch Hateful. I swear to God, we won't fucking talk about. I'll
we'll do it back to
thing
back.
From Dumb and Dumber.
Hateful Eight will be the week after. But here's the thing. So the show only lasted 2 seasons. First season was only 8 episodes. It was like a pilot season. Second season was like your standard, like 22 episodes, maybe 23, 24, something like that. But they ended up canceling it. The best part, though, is it ends on such a beautiful cliffhanger. Like, you almost can't be mad at it. It's almost perfect. Almost perfect. After that, very shortly after that, they did a prequel movie. And within the first fucking 10 minutes of that movie, Kiefer Sutherland and David fucking Bowie.
Making out?
No, it would have been a 10 and I would have texted you by now.
You need to watch this. You need to watch this. You need to...
It was just crazy. It was just crazy.
Yeah, it sounds like it's so good, that it lasted just 2 seasons. Can't wait to...
Oh, you'd hate it. No.
No, it's funny because there are shows that I hate that have ended early. Freaks and Geeks, one of them. Ended on, like, what the fuck happened with Linda Cardellini, which is Lindsay Weir, the lead chick. She goes off and starts following Grateful Dead. You're like, what the fuck? Like, like after that.
That one writes itself, though.
It could. Yeah, but at the end of that one.
Especially since the show ends.
Well, yes, but hang
I mean?
on. James Franco starts hanging with the geeks. And they're like, oh, man, maybe he's cool, blah, blah, blah. So it's like there could have been some more interaction next season, or it does leave you just for your imagination. But,
Definitely.
Another one that just kind of fell off was Your Honor. It had 2 seasons, and it has Bryan Cranston. He himself is a judge, and his son
gets to kill somebody in a car at drunk driving accident or some shit like that. Yeah.
And it's like at the end of that, you're like, well, hang on, I need another one. Let's keep going. So it sucks when shows like that get cut off.
Have you watched The Last of Us?
No.
Okay, so The Last of Us is based off of a video game. I've played. There's the first one and then the second one. I've played both of them.
I've seen it.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm some video game connoisseur, where I can equally weigh every video game that's been out and its value on multiple points, right? I'm not. I'm not that guy. Go fuck yourself. But I will tell you, I played a lot of video games in my life, and The Last of Us, both of them, fantastic gameplay, and the stories, including the second one. I'd say mostly the second one are by far the best storyline in a video game I've ever played in my life. Absolutely stunning and amazing. Absolutely. Just amazing.
I'll have to check it out.
So it's Pedro Pascal is in it. So the first season was based on the first game. And it was almost shot for shot. It was beautiful. The way they adapted it for TV, they kept the main points, but they adapted to saying, this is a video game, we've got to have some filler. And they just fucking nailed it. It was so good. The second season just started. Now, the second season is based on the second game, but they're actually expanding it over 2 seasons. So seasons 2 and 3 will be based on the second game. And I just saw a story saying they're not going to go past the video game. Like, when they get to the end of the video game story, that's it. The show's over. And it's only been 2 episodes, and holy fucking shit. So that's my suggestion right there. Go check that shit out. It's on Max. Oh, God.
I've also heard that on Max is Righteous Gemstones. That's another one I'm wanting to take a look
that's
at.
That's an A24. Yep, that's a good movie. That's like Sandler's like Oscar-worthy performance, from what I hear.
No.
Oh no, that's something else. Gemstones.
It's a TV show. You're talking about Uncut Gems with
Uncut Gems. Yes. No,
that's
I've heard about that. No, I've heard about the one you're talking about. Yeah, that show's supposed to be really good. Who's in that? Is that
the one on the show that has John Goodman, Danny McBride, a whole different bunch of characters from what I'm seeing.
Okay,
so
yeah.
It looks like it's
Walter Goggins. That's who I was thinking of, but I don't know if he's even in that one.
I love
Walter Goggins is in everything.
That would never know who the fuck he is.
You know him if you saw him.
All right, name something I've seen him in and what he did.
Your Mom, Part 2.
I was there for part 1 and 3, so I missed 2.
You
absent that day. Well, that just took a weird fucking turn. Jesus Christ.
Hey, man, I've been leading this motherfucker. Come up with something.
Well, it's nice of you to lead something for once. You know what I mean?
I know, right?
I always have
no
to lead
shit.
the dance.
Maybe you should take a vacation more often.
I gave you several weeks. You guys fucked up the show left and right.
Now, wait a minute.
Hey, you didn't have to edit anything because it was just your own voice.
Yeah, well, that's not true. You know that for a fact.
But you did have that awesome, that time that you guys were like, all right, Mike, you're going to get inside this little tiny garbage can and talk on your phone.
I don't know what the fuck happened with that. I think he was using like like when like you used to actually get headphones with your smartphone.
I'm like, I do.
Yeah, like the inline plug-in, like it has a mic in it and it'll work, but you shouldn't rely on it for like recording. I think that's what that was. I should have went over there because I could have just set him up and been like, do this.
The question is that how did Lil Jon sound so clear? Did you have him calling in?
I don't know.
Did you record through the Google Meet?
I did, yeah. He sounded fucking brilliant.
Then why am I recording on this end over here? You record every week and we call it a fucking day. What the fuck are we doing?
Well, because if it's more than 2 people, actually, you know what? I think for screen recordings or for meeting recordings, you got to pay. So I signed up for the free thing and then I canceled it right after.
Oh, that's funny.
That's why.
We got it. We're under control for the most part.
We're already minus $120 a year, which really isn't that bad.
Oh, the hookers and blow. Yeah.
Obviously.
Hookers and blow.
Blame it on my HIV, baby.
I can promise you that won't be the name of this episode. Well, I think we're done watching or listening to this podcast.
I still like the Spectacle of Chesticles.
I have ideas.
I'm not married to it.
So yeah, this summer, man, we are going to definitely have to get together for several things. We're going to definitely have to do a pay-per-view live, but then maybe a couple watch-alongs and a couple shows.
SummerSlam would be fun.
I might be going to it.
Oh, well, fuck you then.
Why don't you?
We should get together. Why don't we do this? I'm not going to be in town.
You asked the one fucking weekend. I'm not going to be in town. It was one fucking weekend.
We should totally hang out. Can I tell you? I am still flat. I don't know. I'll see if I get the words out. I'm still flabbergasted about that period in time in our lives where Somerville was a weekly tradition.
Yeah, dude. I actually just thought about that place the other day. Something came up. I think it was like the lady dancing on the bar at my gig.
It was
on a Thursday night.
Yep.
At like 7:00. And I was like,
it wasn't even close to midnight yet.
No, dude, it was fucking 7 or 8. That shit was early.
Luckily, she lived down the street, probably.
Yeah, well, nah, not around that area.
Allegedly.
I actually just talked about leaving there not too long ago because every night when I had to head back to my place, I don't know if you did or not, I had to hit like 3 fucking roundabouts just to get back over to my next area to get back home or whatever.
I was living over where you're
the other side.
Yeah, I was living in the city on the Greece border, right near your old place. Your new place after then.
Yes.
But yeah.
So I would have to do a couple of roundabouts. And one of the times on the way through, my tires didn't exactly want to function with me going through the turn.
Oh.
I just went straight over the fucking center circle median and just right back down. It was in the snow, obviously, by the way. Not like my tires just didn't want to.
Yeah, not obviously. That was not an obviously to me. I didn't picture that shit until you said it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, there was snow involved. Sorry.
Obviously.
I just went right over it. Fuck it. No, I was going at it, and I went to go turn, and it didn't go, and I just went right over the fucking median.
Were you in your vibe?
It was a vibe, yeah. Yep. Yeah, that vibe went through some shit.
No shit.
Like, I could have sworn me, you, and Whiskey Man. God damn, I feel like one night after
it was
dark,
Wheezy. It was Wheezy. It was when you played at the old Bunsies. He said you were driving across that he was laying across the gear in the back of the fucking hatchback.
Oh my god! But like everybody was like fucking doing donuts and shit with the
I don't remember
the
that.
snow and shit. Oh no,
Maybe.
That was a different time. That was a different day altogether. But oh shit, where was I going with that? No, after another gig one time, saying like that, I went through some shit. I was sitting there talking to someone. They pulled up next to me, and I forgot how I was parked. It was at Pineapple Jack's, right?
Pineapple Slacks.
Man, they used to have a nightclub next to it that
they're still there.
Night. What, the nightclub?
No, Pineapple
Jacks. Yeah, that's still there. But they used to have a nightclub there, but on Friday nights it was teen night. So you got to go when you were like 16 and
ew.
Oh, smelled like sweat and whores. That's how I walked out smelling.
Smelled like desperation and cologne.
It was perfume covering things up.
Hey.
But I'm sitting there
30-degree
talking
slots.
to someone after a Pineapple Jack's gig. They were up like talking to me at my car, like right up like at the window. I'm just sitting there letting it warm up. It wasn't winter, but whatever. And they go, "All right, man, I'll see you." I go, "I'll see you." And I put it in drive and I go forward because I'm in the parking lot. And I forgot I was in one of the very few spots that had one of those fucking parking strips. And I went right over this.
Did you get stuck on it like The Office when they're trying to escape?
Luckily, I hit it hard enough because I just went like, "All right, well, see ya." And I jumped it hard enough. And I swear to God, I got out and put it in park and got out, and we were both laughing. He goes, "Did you just do that?" And I go, I forgot how I was parked. I swear to God. I'm like, I really thought I just... Well, you know how you go through, like some grocery stores. You're like, I could go through all right, but then sometimes you got that thing in front of you. I forgot it was in front of me.
Yeah, I've done worse.
Oh, that was a fun one. Oh, shit. That's one thing I got to relearn how to do, man.
Drive?
In the snow.
Yeah, no shit. Fuck. This winter, we got pounded this winter. I'll tell you what, I got a snowblower back when we were living in the old house. And before we moved, it paid for itself already. There was one day it was really bad where my car got stuck. I mean, I lived like a house in from the corner, and my car got stuck before I got to my driveway. I ended up trudging. Luckily, I stopped at the store, and I got me a 6-pack, so I was drinking while I was snow blowing. It was great. I was through 3 beers before I got fucking done. Because I had to fucking leave my car in the street, go get the snowblower out of the garage, snowblow the driveway so I could, and then the street so I could get my fucking car into the driveway. Then I did like 3 neighbors' fucking driveways. That was a fun time. But since we moved out here, man, I've 2 times a year, 3 times a year is all I used it. This year I probably used it like 6-8 times. Yeah, it was rough. And then we had a few days where it was like 2 times a day.
when I was back a couple of years ago, it was a okay winter. It wasn't.
Yeah, it
horrible.
wasn't bad. You had the big moments here and there, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's I don't miss snowblowing. You know what I don't miss about snowblowing was, I'm not sure if you remember the size of my fucking driveway. I should have had a plow or at least a fucking 4-wheeler with a thing on it, because
That's what Wheezy has.
Yeah, I should have had that, because my driveway easily could have fit 20, 30 cars if you wanted to pack them in like you were playing a game. But I'm saying,
if you wanted to pay, because it was wide. It wasn't that long, but it was wide as fuck.
Right, now imagine that with the snowblower. Which side you go into? And if you keep doing it, you're packing it up on one side too much. You know what I mean? Like, you got to go down the middle.
Actually, not at all. No, not if you know what you're doing. See, you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you fucking clown.
All right, listen, you Momo. I knew exactly what I was doing. But what I was going to say
Look
is,
like you're decorating a Christmas tree, you prick.
My favorite thing, though, is you said you were beers into it. My favorite thing would be, right before going out, would be having a shot of American honey, because you remember that was my goddamn shot
The
of
pussy
choice
whiskey.
for years. It was. I like the warmth and I like the honey.
I ain't mad at it.
It was good.
I was right there with you a couple times. Yeah, man.
I was a fan of it. But that was my favorite thing, is just do one shot of that to go out and snowblow. I was out there listening to music, just dancing in the fucking snow. I'm like, I don't give a fuck who's looking at me right now.
I always got my headphones on. Fuck yeah, I think I wear the same ones, man. Yeah.
But I like doing it at night. I didn't like really doing during the day. It's okay, but it's like almost too blinding. I like it when it's better at night, because then I have the spotlight from the
focus,
the driveway or whatever, and you can get it done. Did you say the locust?
Yes.
You're a fucking. Let's end the show there before I hit you. Virtually.
Send it.
So okay. So next week,
better wrap that shit up, B.
So next
I'll wrap that gavel up, B. Yo, the guy.
Cuban
Did
B.
you kill my dog?
The guy.
He says he didn't do it. I don't know why, but I believe him. Most underrated scene in that movie.
I love the dating part, to be honest with you. The homeless guy, he has like $1 something left, and then he goes, "Don't
Thank
mind
you,
if I
brother."
do. You hear the
No.
ching ching ching. But
Sauerkraut's 50 cent extra. You son of a bitch.
of a hot dog and
Of a hot dog.
And the hot dog.
Hot dog.
But the other part that he went to jail because he grew marijuana. That was the
oh yeah, it's just for weed. Damn,
that's the shit. It ruined his life.
That must have been shitty. I don't do drugs. Hey,
now
they're
don't.
good. You want to blow one up on a train?
Motherfucker said ice cream.
Motherfucker said orphanage. I came across that picture the other day.
Oh, he ain't listening. Don't name drop, but don't name drop, but what was it about?
Donate to charity.
Hey man,
For
do you
my
want to
favorite
donate
orphanage.
to charity? Do you, like for my birthday, do you want to donate to this orphanage? And we're like, motherfucker said orphanage.
Now motherfucker just asked for money for himself.
I was like, I'm good, man. For my birthday, I just won't ask for anything. We're good. We just don't ask for shit from each other. That's a weird thing. People, for my birthday, if you guys are thinking about getting me something, donate to this. Yo, I was never going to get you anything.
Shit.
I was never planning on getting you anything.
I don't know if you know this, but I give head before I give gifts. And I don't give the best of my friends gifts, so the chances of you getting head are pretty fucking slim. I got that backwards, but it worked.
I was like, I think I heard that. Oh my god, that's ridiculous. You know what? Hang on. So I'm going to go one further. I have to. If we're going to call one thing out, we got to call one more thing out. Okay, that's that trendy thing, right?
Spot on the head?
Well, it's that stupid trendy shit. And if we're going to have non-wrestling and we can talk about whatever the fuck we want, it's our fucking podcast.
Yeah, that's usually how it works.
The biggest, weirdest argument ever with Whiskey Man was over that stupid ice bucket ALS fucking challenge.
Is that really what it was about?
That was like one of the
There were
final
some other
things.
things.
There's a lot of other things, but that was like one of them where I was like, this is arguing with a fucking tree right now. Like, it's like it's
not Chad Gable.
He was like, you guys don't understand. He goes, it is making a difference. He goes, and they are raising money this way. I'm like, but you don't understand. It's you either donate or you dump the ice on your head. Everyone is choosing to just put their viral video out there and put the ice on their head and not fucking donate. So they're not making that much money. Okay, maybe it's raising awareness of there's this thing called ALS, but I highly doubt most people have never heard of a thing called ALS. Possibly.
Today, I dump a bucket of ice over my head.
It was just a viral fucking thing, and it came and went.
I bought into it.
But
Not
did
literally.
you give money to ALS?
So I didn't buy into it.
No, that's my fucking point. No one was putting money into it. And that was his argument. He got fucking passionately argued with, like, me, that boy's wife. And we were all like, bro, it's... Never mind. That was a fun argument. But like you said, it's not Chad Gable, so I guess that's all I need to know with that entire argument.
What else do you need to know?
No, but that's my thing, man. Is things are just trends, right? Like I said,
Sure.
For my birthday, give this charity. I fucking
that's not a trend. That's
thing.
that motherfucker, and he switched it up pretty quick. He's like, "Yo, my PayPal is fucking NW at 123. Send my ass some money."
You can send it right here to my Facebook. Don't worry, it'll get to the charity.
Yo, drop $20 in the mail slot on the corner of Lexington and 3rd.
You're right. It wasn't really for a charity. He used the word charity. Just drop it under the mailbox under there. Oh my God, that's fucking great. Oh Jesus. The one that I said this recently to my wife and her friend who came over and watched WrestleMania. All the people who started doing those action figures. Like have you seen the trend on Facebook recently?
I fucking hate that. It's so dumb.
Right?
They're not even good. They're not even good. I like the anime stuff more than I like the action figure stuff.
I have been laughing because I'm like, all I'm saying to myself is, I hope every one of you who downloaded that app get a fucking virus on your phone to do that shit. I go, every time one of these things are a trend, I'm like, you all are giving shit away
not
right now.
Not today,
I feel
China.
like.
Yeah, no, my phone has tattooed on it, avoid the clap, so I won't be downloading that app. I'll make that up.
Let me ask you, you said like the anime ones. Have you seen the ones where it almost looks like, I want to say not Sesame Street, but like kind of Bert and Ernie looking cartoon?
Muppets.
Muppets.
Kind of Muppety, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Have you ever watched, I think we may have talked about this movie before, South Central? It's a black movie about a guy in the gang, the Deuces, goes to jail.
Yeah, it's one of the hood movies from back in the day that Don't Be a Menace was fucking named after.
And you've seen it. So
I know, I haven't seen it. I have not seen it.
Oh,
I'm
you
aware
haven't?
of it.
Oh my God.
I'm aware of it. Haven't seen it.
There's just a picture of, so I just need you to see this. I sent it to your Facebook. There's this one dude in there. He's a shroom head. He's fucking gone, right? Like he is out of it now. And they call him Loco. So they're in jail. What you're seeing right here is them all in jail working out, right? Do you see the part where they're really close, face to face? But his eyes are looking down? That's a real part. He goes, look at me. But because Loco is all fucking shroom-headed out, He goes, look at me. And instead of going like towards like his eyes, he basically looks down at the floor. He goes, and that's how good that fucking those little Muppet pictures are. I have been walking by, I have been scrolling by and seeing these ones, seeing like the one today I saw, Boys in the Hood. It said Muppets in the Hood. Ricky! You see him running before getting shot. Oh God, those are great, but I don't like the fucking action figure ones.
The
Like
action
I said,
figures suck. The action figures suck.
And it's funny because my wife and I this is my favorite fucking story about people getting viruses and shit. I'll say this again, I'm going to knock right now. I have never had my shit hacked, we're like, all my Facebook people, like, don't get a friend request from me, everybody, all that stupid shit, right? Well, you're about to say you have? Oh, okay. You have a story, but I'm going to hold? Oh, okay. So, I've never had that kind of issue. But every time I do see certain things, like a trend, so one day, my father-in-law's buddy, very religious guy, starts putting out these things like, I helped this woman lose this much weight. And he's like, and I helped this guy lose this much weight. I'm like, well, I didn't know you do that kind of shit, man. That's kind of weird. And then we saw that this other guy was doing the same exact post. I go, they jerked off to the same video.
I like a woman step on my pecker.
It's one of those good fetish videos.
So here's the fucked up thing. I've had some security breaches. Not many. But I have a favorite of all time. And it's a favorite looking back on it because at the time I was ready to stab somebody.
I only had like a credit card one for like 2 seconds, and it was like at just my lowest time where I was having like lowest amount of money where I'm like, I need that $34, man.
What are you going to steal? Minus $34 from me?
That's what I'm saying. But I was like, but I needed that minus $34.
Even a minus counts, you know? So I wake up one morning. Usually when I wake up in the morning, I look at my phone, and I make sure I didn't miss any critical messages, especially if it's a work day, clear all my alerts and everything, right? And then, once I go through my morning routine, I'll usually check my work email and then my personal email. And I remember one morning I checked my personal email. I've got like 50 emails from Walmart.com. I'm like, well, this ain't fucking right.
Right.
And I start looking at them. A charge to my Walmart.com account for a $25 gift card and 1 box of Zatarain's Nashville chicken mix.
I want to make it look real. I don't want just the gift card.
54 times.
I need that seasoning too.
54 times. Now here's the best part, brother. Not $1 was charged to my account. Somebody just used my Walmart account to scam gift cards. The pisser is that one day I walk out to my front step and there's a massive garbage bag full of 54 boxes of Zatarain's Nashville chicken fucking mix.
Stop.
I got pictures of it, bro.
So do you think they were
it was like 3 bags?
How it got ordered anyway, and they were like, fuck it,
No,
I guess we have to.
It probably has to do with you can't just go buy a gift card. You had to buy something else. So they bought the cheapest thing ever. But they weren't using my account. They didn't use like my credit card or my debit card. They just used my Walmart account. So they got the gift card.
Address.
Yeah, and I got the fucking Nashville. Now, I'm not going to lie. I used a couple boxes of the Nashville chicken mix.
I was like, how much, what kind of container would you have needed to
if I worked at a restaurant, I actually put them in a box. It was like a fucking 15-gallon bin.
What are we making this weekend is a huge party for everybody to have.
If I had a restaurant, I wouldn't have gone through it in a week or a month.
Oh my God, that's hysterical.
It wasn't hysterical when it happened.
Well, as long as you know they were.
Because I called them. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, whoa, don't send me this shit. They're like, it's already sent. And they literally had 3 massive garbage bags of these boxes of fucking Nashville chicken. And I love Nashville chicken. Don't get it twisted. But I don't need 54 boxes of that shit.
54 fucking bucks. That's hysterical. And it's like, couldn't you have done something else? I get it was the cheapest thing you have to buy or something like that, but gum, like something
Peanut butter cups?
Like, peanut butter cups, exactly. You know what I mean? Like something good, at least.
I'd have been like, I ain't even mad at it. Do it again.
You know what? We're running low on tissues. It's that time of year. Oh God. All right. So next week we're gonna. I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know how we're gonna do a necessarily watch along. Bibbidi bobbidi bobbidi bibbidi bobbidi.
Bibbidi bobbidi.
I don't know how necessarily we're going to do a watch along on Peacock, considering we're having a delay. I'd have to use my phone. I'm not sure how that. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But besides that, we are going to be doing Airheads next week, which also has David Arquette. Which, holy shit, that's
there's
exciting.
a hat trick coming.
There's
a hat
gotta
trick
be
today
a hat
too, actually.
Probably. I'm not
easily.
It. That's too much work.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
But we'll be back next week with that and much more. But luckily, not a whole lot of wrestling that we'll have to deal with for at least a couple of days.
Let's hope so. Fuck.
Let it die down. The Professor, I bid you a very wait, let me bibbidi bobbidi bobbidi bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Bibbidi bobbidi. Bibbidi bobbidi. Bibbidi
That'd be
bobbidi.
the title name of the show? All right.
No.
I'm the Professor, I bid you a farewell. He is ODM. Final thoughts, a bibbidi boo.
Thanks, Professor. I have to say, last week, at the same point in the show, I said no. We are not making Charlotte Flair a thing. I'd like to apologize to you. I'd like to give you props. And I'd like to say, and that I am happy to report, that it is now a thing. Charlotte Flair is now a thing. So I will end it like this. If I could turn back time, if I could find a way, I would tell my plastic surgeon not to fuck up my face.
Looking for a fourth husband.
The Top of Wrestling Podcast is brought to you by The Top of Wrestling Podcast. Your hosts are the Professor Mark Fantasia and ODM, the Doc Joe Rizzo. Feel free to reach out to the show by email at thetopofwrestling@gmail.com, on their Facebook page, Twitter page, Instagram page. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. You can listen to the show on most popular platforms, including iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, Amazon Music, Pandora, and YouTube. Without your continued support, it would be just some guys talking wrestling, which is pretty much what it is anyway. Good night, folks.
Got you motherfucker.
Oh, yeah? You got him, huh? Dead tooth.
But just at that one time, that fucking bug just came by. That dead tooth. I know. Oh my god. It's the dead tooth, right? It's a dead tooth. That's why
she went from looking like a fucking plastic surgeon's dream to a back alley whore in Detroit.
We immediately caught it too. It was Hillary, myself, and her one coworker. He came over to watch. She said she used to like Edge when she was younger. So I'm like, okay, so you dig wrestling. If you can name Edge, not Hulk Hogan,
sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
absolutely. I'm like,
yeah.
All right, right on. Yeah, you can come over for WrestleMania. Here's the guidelines. Here's the rules. We don't talk. We don't no. But we all were like, oh shit. And I go, that's not even broken. I go, that's a dead tooth under there. I go, it's Maureen Ponderosa. Ugh, it's the dead tooth.
See, I was referencing the league where Ruxin goes in the bathroom, there's no divider, and the guy with the dead tooth is
oh my god, I forgot about that one.
Because Rob Riggle's the boss, and they go in there, and he's like, straighten up, Kemosabe, and the dead tooth guy's like, yeah, Kemosabe.
That's why you said yes, Kemosabe. Okay. I was like, okay, well, how, white man? I don't get it. All right, good luck. Let's move into the next round.
Honest engine.